Around the world, they've been surfing for 60 plus years. For us, it's relatively new. First time that we would all come together under this United Philippine Surfing Association. Surfing it is an Olympic event. The potential for a Filipino to get very far in surfing is there. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes the Philippines to raise surfing. Competitive surfing is more than just a lifestyle, it's actually a job, and that's the way we need to approach it, and that's the way we did approach it. In the short term, we need to compete. We need to compete in our country, we need to compete in other countries. We need to be exposed to surfing across the Philippines, and that is exactly what we're doing. 2022, we went aggressively into competition mode. We had 4 legs in 3 months. An international event in Siargao. We had our national event in Siargao, Belair, Borongan and Cabugao. Next year we're going to double that with 8 legs and 2 international events through the WSL. Since the announcement of surfing in the Olympics, amazing things have happened in our sport. We've put our focus on the youth, the stars of tomorrow. We have a caravan that goes around the Philippines. We go from province to province and train them and educate them on how to become Philippines' greatest surfers. We want to raise up champions, the glory of victory. We want to mix this all together and showcase the talent we have right here in the Philippines. We want to raise up athletes who will raise up gold for the Philippines. Without the support and love of Next Gen, the next generation of surfers in the Philippines wouldn't be where they are today. Maraming salamat, Next Gen, and we look forward to continually working with you.
Good morning and welcome to La Union, San Juan. This is the La Union International Pro. We're moving into the finals day here at the Qualifying Series longboarding event. Women's quarterfinals up first. We can see the lineup there. Swells dropped a little bit, but conditions are clean and perfect once again. We're a few minutes away from the start. Chris Binns here alongside Jerry Deegan. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, how are you?
Not too bad. Another charming day here in the Philippines.
Beautiful, the sun's out, surf's good. Like you said, it's a little smaller, but it's incredibly clean out there. So I think the last 6 heats of this longboarding comp will be run today, and I'm looking forward to seeing it.
Yeah, I think we might, I was going to say we might have Luke Landrigan, the contest director, give us an update, but he's not available yet, so we'll just keep chatting away.
We will. Look, I think we're looking for some pretty quality surfing today. We've got the Japanese in particular that I think are favoured to win. I've been watching them, obviously, the whole comp, and really impressive.
So, yeah, Natsumi Taoka and Sakura Inui in an all-Japanese affair to kick off the semi-finals. And the Inui family have been one of the stories of this longboarding event.
They have, and they were down there really early this morning. They've been on the beach the whole time. Mum's there, brother's there, sister's there. They're actually, the sister's obviously already out there waiting for the start, but they're really keen, really funny, cute. You know, not much English there, so Mum jumps in on the interviews and does a bit of translating for us.
This gorgeous drone shot we're looking at is actually the beach break, a little bit deeper into the bay. That is not the lineup, stress not. But to find out what is going on in the lineup, we have contest director Luke Landrigan down on the beach, who's going to give us an update. Morning, guys.
Good morning, and this is our 4th day of the La Union International Pro. Today we will run men's and women's longboard semifinals up to the finals. So yesterday we saw a pack of surfers, locals and international surfers make it through to this final day. We have a bunch of Filipino local surfers from La Union, we have Japanese surfers, we have Indonesian surfers ready for today's finals. So yeah, it's gonna be an exciting day, and hopefully we get a bit more swell coming in. So back to you guys at the booth.
Again, and we met his dad last night.
We did, and at some stage we'll get him down here. He's a legend of the area. He's one of the very first people to come here and set up when there was no buildings along the beach and no one in the surf, and he said it was just amazing back then.
Yeah,
1981 actually.
Crazy to hear him talk about just the few bungalows and cottages back in the day.
Well, in his resort, which Luke, that was his son there, he started with 3 cottages and now they have 37 rooms. So it's amazing what they've done there. And this beach is, I mean, we keep harping on it, but I love it. I love walking along the beach and seeing the different beach bars and hearing the different music. And it's something that you don't see in Cronulla and I don't see in other places of the Philippines.
And still called the hostel, or the surf camp, even though these days it's the San Juan Surf Resort. Everyone just knows it as pretty much base camp or HQ. It's
and it is. It's the original and the best. And a lot of people have followed suit, and the place is pretty packed out. It's another interesting thing because everywhere in the Philippines there's a rule that you have to be 20 metres from the high tide. So people don't build on the beach like that in most places. Here they seem to have gotten away with it, and I find it pretty charming, to be honest. I really like walking that beach. We can walk the road or the beach to get here. I take the beach every time.
It's beautiful. It's a one-road town. Basically, you've got the row of restaurants and hotels along the beach, and then directly behind them is the street, and on the other side more restaurants and kind of a bit more nightlife and bars and whatnot.
Yeah. That street is the main highway going north, by the way. So that highway will take you up to Pagudpud and Luwag, other places that also have fantastic waves.
All right, in the blue right now we see Sakura Inui, and in the red is Natsumi Taoka. Up next in the second semi-final, Daisy Valdez, who is the local favourite, is in the red jersey, and Hiroka Yoshikawa is in the blue jersey. So 3 Japanese and 1 last Filipina standing.
Correct. And if you've been watching, and I hope you all have, Daisy's name was Daisy Nerida in the previous heats. That's actually her middle name. So she came and said, hey guys, that's not really my name. So the boys downstairs have changed the name for us. So Daisy Valdez and Daisy Nerida are the same person, just in case you were wondering. And they'll be cheering down here for her. She's a mum, and she's a wife, and all her family surf, and they're from here. And that gives you a look at how it's led up to this.
Yeah, so this is their road to the final, and we can see Natsumi took out Sujin Park yesterday, and Sakura took out Aping Agudo, another local hope. And on the bottom side of the draw, Leanne McDonald fell to Daisy Valdez, and Hiroka Yoshikawa took out Vea Estrelado.
And Vea and Daisy are both on the national surfing team, the Philippine national surfing team. I'm not sure why Aping isn't, because her sister is. So Yeah, I'm not really sure about that one, but I know she's a mum and busy running a resort down there in Shargo anyway, so these others have a bit more time to just go surfing.
All right, well, we are underway. 30-minute heats today, so we've added 5 minutes, given the drop in swell. It's really not going to affect competition, however. The longboarders just love the sort of smaller waves that just run and run and run and bite the bottom, and you don't need size for that, that's for sure. And here goes Natsumi Taoka to kick off proceedings, and just a pristine wave for longboarding to get things going.
So do you think they discussed with each other who would take the first wave or flipped a coin? Or I mean, people do it different ways, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure what the etiquette is. It's a semi-final, so there's a lot on the line. It's great to, you know, share the stoke and have good vibes and all that sort of business, but there's also a place in the final up for grabs.
Yeah, well, I suspect maybe Natsumi probably took it. She's got the age and the experience. I mean, Sakura's only 14 years old, so, you know, she might have been a bit nervous to paddle inside one of her heroes. But as it turns out, that wave was maybe not going to go into a final two. We'll wait for those scores, and might have been a sneaky little move from Sakura to let her get that first wave.
Well, there's always two trains of thought. There's some guys who just go out and have to get the first wave. And then there's other competitors who just think it's much ado about nothing and let the ocean play out the way it wants to.
I think on a day like today with 30-minute heats and only 2 people in the water, it probably doesn't make a lot of difference. But Natsumi's wave came as a 4.25. Here's the replay of it. Little toes on the nose there and a sweet little cutback, but not really a great deal to that wave.
Yeah, and the judges definitely not getting carried away. A 4.25, very much a mid-ranger. We saw some incredible heats yesterday. You know, guys and girls trading 6s and 7s and 8s. You know, as is to be expected once you get through to the finals. The standard just keeps rising and rising.
And now we have the cream, and yeah, been looking forward to this. Like I said, it's a relatively short day for us. Lucas said we're just going to run the longboarding. And then, of course, we have a lot of shortboarding remaining, which will hopefully start tomorrow. We're waiting for a swell to kick in. There's a lot of different discussion about the swell, whether it's going to be, what time it's going to kick in, and how big it's actually going to be. There's a couple of different ways that people are looking at it. I mean, hopefully it'll just be perfect. One of the worries is it might actually be a bit too big.
Oh, let's hope so. I've been watching the Eddie all morning. I want to see people taking off on closeouts.
Yeah.
I want to see priority go out the window. I want to see shared waves.
Broken board snap leg ropes as well.
All of that. Bring it on.
I went for a surf after the contest yesterday, but you weren't out there to drop in on me. I was a little disappointed.
You must have gone early.
I did.
I waited until evening. I was surfing when the air raid siren went off at 6 o'clock to
get out of the water.
Clear the water.
I have to ask Luke if the air raid siren goes off an hour later in summer, because obviously there'll be a lot more light at that time of year. Still only the one wave. Okay, here's Sakura having a paddle.
So this is the Japanese surfer in blue, Sakura Inui. Gets up to the nose, cross-stepping beautifully. So as we've spoken about this week, the judges love to see you purposefully cross-stepping rather than shuffling. Gets back to the tail, throws in the carve, nose wipe. Don't know if that was intentional, but it looked cool. And she is out of there. So that's probably going to come in, you know, around about where Natsumi went, possibly a little bit higher.
I was thinking maybe a little bit higher. She is going to be amazing at 14 years old, and she's this good already.
Unbelievable.
Mean, she could dominate. She could be the next Kelly Slater of longboarding.
And you can't underestimate in longboarding how important physical strength is, because those boards, as we know, they weigh 6 kilos, and you've just got to have that leg strength to throw the board around.
And she's a small girl, you know.
She's petite. She's definitely got some growing to do still. So, you know, if she's got this style and this much control of the heavy board at such a young age, wait until she develops a little bit more and fills out.
Full on, yeah. And so that came in as a 6.50, so that's a pretty good start. And she must be pretty chuffed with herself there. Do you reckon she got a point for the nose wipe? Half a point maybe? The 0.5?
I'm not sure. Maybe just channeling her inner Kelly Slater, and of course he's the most famous nose wiper in history.
He's famous for a couple of other things too, but...
Well, his hair flick at Pipe the other day was baffling in its
I
majesty.
saw a replay of that. All right, she's not going to muck around. She's going to get straight back into the next one.
I love the fade that the longboarders take. They paddle for the left.
Yeah.
And they almost head left before cranking that big
That's
bottom
what I was going
turn.
to say. It wasn't even a fade. It was I'm going to go left and then I'm going to go right. So that one, just a little quick one. Keep herself busy under priority or without priority.
I'll extend her lead.
And extend her lead, exactly. Natsumi's having a bit of a look at this one. Plenty of time to go, 24 minutes. I had another discussion, RE, how the swell comes in and out of here, and we talked previously that the northeast trade winds up through the Taiwanese Sea and past Japan, down past the Taiwanese Sea and the back of the Philippines gives them most of their swell at this time of year. I had a chat with Paul, one of the local Aussies that live here, and he was telling me that they get a south swell too. Now, he said it's not specifically south because we are actually facing kind of north here, so it's an east swell, and they get it from low pressures that come across the Philippines, and they come across as fairly small low pressures, then build up in the South China Sea and give waves that way. So they've got two different kinds of swell.
So is that the South China Sea is a little bit warmer?
That's what happens. It comes over the land, and then because the water's warm, it heats up the weather patterns. I'm not exactly sure how they do it, but you and I know that over the water they tend to be stronger than over the land.
Yeah, well, this is the same as, say, a hurricane in Florida. Once it crosses over to the Gulf Coast,
it tends to die off.
No, the opposite. The water's
from one coast to the other coast. But once they hit the land, they tend to settle down. So these low pressures come actually all the way across the country, and sometimes they're strong in the Pacific, and then they regrow once they get back into the South China Sea. But yeah, that's how they get there. They call them south swells, but he said they're actually east swells.
Okay, so that last score for Sakura Inui, a 175, does extend her lead. And Natsumi Taoka is currently chasing a 4.01.
So some of the boys, some of the people are working here this afternoon because it's going to be a short day, going to head up to Baguio, which is a really beautiful city just up in the mountains from here. I think it's about an hour away. And the funny thing about that place is you drive an hour away and it's far, far cooler up there than it is down here.
Yeah, it makes sense.
So they're going up there for some shopping. There's a lot of traditional art up there. It's a really nice place.
Sounds like Ubud in Bali.
It's a little Ubudish, exactly, yeah. My wife's a big fan of Ubud. So hi, Sue. I wonder if you're watching or listening. And Lily, my daughter. One of my many shout-outs I'll do today. No one's yet told me I'm not allowed to do it, so I shall continue until that time. Oh, Jeff. Jeff from Cronulla Point, yes. You sent me a message. G'day, Jeff.
All right, Natsumi sat and waited for a while. 9 minutes off the clock, more or less. At this point, she'd be starting to wonder about having a look at a second wave.
One of the Indonesian guys did it yesterday. Got a really good first wave and then waited more than 12 minutes for his second wave. And I believe it was a 6.75, then a 6.5, and he ended up only getting those two waves. The strategy worked for him, but when I spoke to him afterwards, that wasn't actually the strategy he was planning on.
All right, so here goes Natsumi Taoka. It's a small wave, but it's got beautiful shape, and you can just see how clean it is this morning. Not a drop out of place. Just effortlessly gliding down the line. Gets up to the nose a number of times, and she's out of there in not much water at all.
No. Yeah, watch out for the sea urchins. Sea urchins and blue bottles, the bane of my life. I've had them both in the same day before.
All right, run us through the replay here.
Okay, so she got to the nose early, which was really nice. Then, you know, a bit of a semi-drop knee cutback. Then just milking it up, waiting for a bit of power or waiting to be able to get to the nose. A lot of movement with the feet. And here she moves up to the nose, gets one, comes back and squeezes another quick one in there at the end of the wave. And then makes the wave, you know. She didn't have to pull straight off the back. So, and commitment in that shallow water too. I mean, I imagine the fin would have been close to scraping along the bottom. And there you go. They awarded her with a 6.0. So now she's moved into the lead. And Sakura only needs a 3.75 to take the lead with just under 20 minutes to go. Oh, look, she's looking at her foot. I wonder.
Yes, Sakura still has the better single wave, just by a shade, by 0.5.
Yeah, she's looking at her foot. I hope she didn't get a sea urchin in there.
Are there urchins? I've been tap dancing all over that reef.
There are some. In the Philippines, what happens is people take them. You know, they eat them. It's a real delicacy. So you find at popular places there's not that many left. But you get those little brownie ones that they don't... The big black... I haven't seen any of the big black ones here, but the little brownie ones that are sort of squeeze in between the little rocks, I have seen them. And hopefully she hasn't got a foot full of them. I'm sure she'll suffer through nonetheless. But yeah, certainly down in Siargao, sea urchins, there's plenty of them. I remember I was in Portugal once and we were surfing and a guy fell off and rolled across the reef and we counted more than 300 urchins in his body and he went to the doctor and the doctor said, I don't have time for that, and he had to fly home.
Oh, God. Okay, here goes Sakura Inui. She's on the glide, little pause before she gets to her feet. Gets up to the nose. She's having to work really hard for this one. And, well, she's sticking with it. It's only a tiny, tiny wave for Sakura, but she's done a little bit of work and she is out of there. Yeah, I've got a Portuguese urchin story from a few years ago. I turned up fresh from Indonesia with a foot full of urchins and a couple of the local lads, Portugal, as you just said, tons of urchins everywhere. A couple of local lads sent me off to the local beautician to get a pedicure, and the lady pulled out basically a grinder and just ground away all the skin on my foot and then just plucked all these urchins out.
Oh, that's pretty clever, really. Was it painful or...?
No, because it's all just dead skin coming off. But what was the fallout was then you go back to having baby feet, and I couldn't walk across rocks for months.
Yeah, that's a good one. Well, this guy that we knew, he wasn't a mate of mine, he was just a guy staying at the same place. We were at Ericeira, and he had him, you know, they couldn't pull the grind out.
That's where my pedicure went.
Okay, well, they were on his bum and on his arm and on his face. They were everywhere. So the grinder just wouldn't have worked, I don't think. Okay, here comes Natsumi. Again, a nice, real good fade. Walking the nose, cross-stepping. 5 toes on the nose. Dug it a little bit there, but pulled it out nicely. So much control on a big board like that. It's amazing. All right. Oh, okay. Got 10 there.
10, yeah.
Well done. Well done. And she's not going to give up. Not scared of the urchins. Well, that's 5 on the nose, number 3, and 10 on the nose, number 1. So, oh, dear Lord, that's crazy shallow.
I like the encouragement there, though. You were urchin her on.
Yeah. Oh, very good. I like that. Very good. I'm going to have to try to think of one of those. So the tide is pretty low, and this is the reason, and they're going all the way in. The tide is super low, actually.
Yeah, you can pretty much walk out to the lineup. You could go to the top shop and just a couple of strokes and you'd be at the takeoff spot.
I actually think this is the... Oh, there's a replay. That was where she had dug her nose in just a tad. Oh, and she's been scored a 7.5 for this wave. So it was worth the shallow rock walk. This is, she gets back up there. 10. There's the 10. Yeah, really nice wave. So a 6 and a 7.5 puts her further into the lead and makes it a little harder for Sakura to move on up to first. So Sakura needs a 7.01. Again, I said it yesterday, but I don't know if you can hear it in the background. I was saying exactly the same thing as the beach commentator down there.
15 minutes remaining. 15 minutes.
So that was a really good wave, you know, and gutsy to go in there. It can't have been more than a foot deep.
Yeah, I'd love to get another drone shot of the lineup because oh, that's not a bad angle. The conditions are just silky smooth right now.
And the tide that low. I'm looking at little lagoons in the reef down there that I hadn't noticed any other day, actually.
It's quite mesmerising looking at the ocean at the moment. It's just it's a mirror. There's a bit of haze out to the horizon. Everything's just, the lighting's kind of soft.
Yeah, it is.
All right, 14 minutes to go. Sakura Inui in priority. Has a 6.5 and a 4.5, but it's Natsumi Taoka with a 7.5 and a 6 who's in the lead. But I think we've still got lots of surfing to go in this heat. Natsumi setting the pace, however. The 7.5 for her last wave. So she's got better incrementally with every wave she's taken off on. Here goes the 14-year-old Japanese surfer Sakura Inui.
Slightly bigger this wave at this stage.
Yeah.
Not sure the
Gets
line
straight
there.
up to the nose. Drops the knee into a carve. Little bit of a soul arch. She's looking down the line. Wants to stick with it. And it's just a tiny, tiny ripple as it goes across the reef. She's about to hit her fin. There it is. Oof.
Not sure I'd be wanting to land that way, but...
oh, you see her just sort of going... Oof.
Her mum's down on the beach watching, probably freaking out, biting her nails. Oh, yeah, the fin is hitting the bottom there, trying to paddle out. Well, like I said before, it shows the commitment. You know, they want to win hard, and they're prepared to put their bodies on the line. And it seems odd that in such small waves we talk about people putting their body on the line, but it's what they're doing.
Well, the smaller the wave, the closer it breaks to the reef.
Correct. So the more dangerous it can be. Less power in it, but there's plenty of power in a rock.
Having said that, here's hoping this gets to 6 foot by the end of the week and we see some thumping waves for the conclusion of the shortboarding.
Yeah.
All right, here is the last wave of Sakura Inui.
It was a very nice start. It was a nice, clean 10 right off the bat. And it slowed down through here, obviously. I don't know what the judges feel about paddling to stay on the wave, but it's probably better than just pulling off because she's now, you know, garnered a couple more points in there, but just jumping off all feet first, I don't know. I talked to the mother yesterday. They're from a beach break, and so I guess normally when you jump off, landing on sand's a bit friendlier than landing on the reef.
Yeah, but you can just run straight up the beach. Okay, that last wave came in at a 6.33. I'm not sure if we have the scoreboard updated yet, but my amateur maths would tell me that she's still going to be chasing that 7.01. Yep, there it is.
Okay,
All right.
Natsumi's found a nice one. This one has a bit of a wall.
Great nose ride. Got the 10, then back to the 5. Cross steps to the tail. Drop knee turn. A little bit of style. Flirting with the nose, gets the quick 5 and then trots back and she is out of there.
She's not risking the feet on that one. So
what are some of the other activities that competitors will have been getting up to the last few days? I saw a bunch of the Bali lads yesterday. They'd snuck up to the beach to find a punchy beach break that they were quite happy with.
Well, there's loads and loads of different waves, and you can just, and there's a lot of beach here. You can just pull over, you know, 10 minutes down the road, and there will be a beach with no one out. Now, whether there's a bank or not, you just got to get lucky. You tend to want to do it at the higher tides. But there's some waterfalls, some beautiful waterfalls around. think it's about half an hour away. I don't know the name. I probably should find that out. So, yeah, no, there's all the general natural things that you can see here. You can go bushwalking, you can see the waterfalls. And there is a little not par 3, but a 9-hole golf course at the ex-Army base up the road here. Actually, we can see it from where we sit. It's probably, I'm not that good with distances. Would you say that's 5 kilometres away?
Well, I don't know where you're looking.
I'm looking at those round balls that look like golf balls up there on the hill that used to be some kind of US Army base.
No, that's 8 to 10 kilometres, I think.
Oh, there you go. So, yeah, I mean, there's golf, there's waterfalls, there's trails, there's bike riding. You can rent a motorbike and just go into the town and check things out. But the coast is what we're all here for. I mean, I'm a big fan of just going to the beach and finding a wave. I know if my wife was here, she would demand we go to the waterfall. As a matter of fact, we went to one only a week ago down in the Royal National Park in Sydney. We were the only 2 people there. It was pretty nice. She semi-convinced me to maybe do it again.
A national park in Australia in January, uncrowded.
No one at the waterfall. Granted, it was a Monday, but it was still in the school holidays. Down there near Gary, I don't know if anyone out there knows where Gary is. It's a really nice beach in the national park, and we haven't been able to surf there for a year because during the heavy rains in Sydney, they had a landslide, and the road is just destroyed. I wonder how the Eddie's going now. I think the timing is that it would be on at the same time as now.
Well, it started about 4 o'clock in the morning our time.
Is the Eddie normally just a one-day thing?
It's always a one-day thing, yeah. It's 2 rounds. I think there are 40 invitees, 5 heats of 8. Each heat goes for an hour.
And we hasn't been run for...
That's 10 hours, hang on.
Hasn't been run for some years as well, right?
Yeah, the last time it ran, I think, was 2016 when John Florence won it. It was either 2016 or 2017. Before that, it was 2009. Greg Long won it. I was on the beach. It was one of the greatest sporting spectacles I've witnessed in my lifetime.
I would love to be there.
Oh, it's unbelievable. The energy, the electricity is just so hard to describe. There's a palpable buzz in the air.
I know our boss, Andrew Stark, is sitting on the beach there watching it at the moment. Maybe he's got his split screen or he's listening to us on his iPad. Maybe at home people have got their split screen. You couldn't find 2 more different kinds of surfing at this stage. You know, we've got our stylish ladies out here in little waves, but really impressive. And then we've got our surfers in Hawaii in just massive, scary stuff. Did women have qualified for that as well? Do you know
There's a female, at least one female in every heat. I saw Justine Dupont flying the flag high for the French earlier. I know that Kelly Henley's competing, Emmy Erickson. There's a bunch of female invitees, as there should be.
Yeah.
The ladies are just levelling up in all facets of surfing. Speaking of which, here goes Natsumi Taoka. This is a good-looking wave. Opens the shoulders, big carve. And she's sticking with this one. How's the smile as she's surfing? I love that.
I have a feeling she was looking at the reef thinking, you're not going to get me this time. Yeah, that was a nice wave, a well-ridden wave.
But when you're in the final rounds, you got to lay it on the line.
I did a surf trip once with Greg Long and his brother Rusty here in the Philippines. I was their guide on the King of Sports, which was a 115-foot boat owned by Scott Countryman. And we had a massive typhoon while we were there, and we basically had to hide behind an island for about 3 days. Okay, here's a replay of Natsumi's wave. Really nice start, really stylish start. Nice cut back, and I think a little bit of downtime through here. And just one more little toes on the nose there. So a 6.85. That's a very impressive wave. I think all the points were garnered right at the start of that wave. And now it has pushed Sakura to a situation that she needs the best wave of the heat, a 7.85, to move into first place. So it's a tall ask, but it's not an impossible ask with 5 minutes to go. You know, I think there are some other waves coming in that may be a little bigger, because I saw some earlier and there haven't been any real sets as yet. Oh, I like that. Stand up on the board and have a look out the back and see if there's anything else. So she's chosen to go this one.
Well, she's really scratching. She's got into it. Fades left, heading right. Straight up to the nose. Holds the 5 beautifully. Turns it into a 10. Now she's got to do a couple little paddles to try and get back out on the...
That one, because the start was fantastic, but she just ran out a bit too far on the shoulder and lost all her speed.
The local girl from here in London and Hiroka Yoshikawa.
Okay, so they're both looking at their feet.
Thanks for
So I suggest there's urchins or cuts on both of these girls.
the inaugural London International Pro.
And what do you think of surfing with booties on?
Can't do it.
Yeah, I feel the same way. I mean, in Indonesia, I used to take them. I do boat trips, and then I just couldn't wear them. I couldn't move my feet. I don't need any more roadblocks when I'm surfing, and booties for me is just something I just struggle to wear.
Yep, can't do it. It's, I'd rather fill my feet with urchins or get frostbite.
Yeah, I hear. Okay, 3 minutes to go, and Sakura still needs a very high score to get there. She's going to try to get it on this one. What was it, a 7.75 she needed?
So she's not going to die wondering. She's going to keep rolling the dice on as many waves as she can. And uses the nose just to spin around and have a look out the back. Speaking of, we can spin around from our position and see if there's anything coming.
Kind of hard to tell, isn't it, today? I mean, the other days it's been easy to see the sets coming here because it's so glassy and it is small.
Need a walkie-talkie to the lone fisherman who's out there playing his trade in the boat on the horizon. It's one of those days where the horizon, it's hard to pick.
Yeah.
The sky is sort of blended.
Okay, 2 minutes to go. I can hear the drone.
Yeah, it's right next to us.
Just coming in.
Lands on the balcony next door to us. Starts in the building, which is quite James Bond when you see it take off.
Can you imagine 20 years ago seeing something like that? You can go, where are we? Drones have been around, what, 10 years? Like for private to public and fun use, I wonder?
Yeah, about that.
We have 1 minute and 30 seconds to go.
So 90 seconds to go. And it's still Natsumi Taoka defending her lead. And Sakura Inui chasing a 7.85.
Doesn't look like a lot out there on the horizon.
No, especially if you're chasing the best wave of the heat so far.
Correct.
All right, 1 minute remaining. 1 minute remaining. Blue needs a 7.8.
Well, I suspect she's going to have to pull the trigger on anything, and this could be it right here.
Yeah, 45 seconds to go. Having a look. Can't get into that one.
It doesn't look like there's much else there. A little lump there. Okay. Natsumi's going to have a little paddle just to keep her away from the second one behind there. Yeah, I'd be shocked if she didn't paddle into this one.
20 seconds to go. So is this a victory lap for Natsumi Taoka?
Yeah, you'd have to
Catching this as much as anything to keep Sakura Inui off it, but why not celebrate in style? Beautiful hang 10. There's that smile again as she looks down the line. She's having a great time, and why wouldn't she be? She is through to the final. Finishes up on the beach. Watch your fin, there's not a lot of water there. A very comprehensive performance from Natsumi Taoka. She checks the bottom of her craft. Everything appears to be intact. And a little prayer and giving some thanks. Beautifully done. All right, semi-final number 2 coming our way right after this. Don't go anywhere. More action from the La Union International Pro after this quick break.
Shocking yesterday. Here we are. Welcome back to La Union. Beautiful conditions down there.
Yeah, it's fantastic. We just saw the first semi-final of the women, and Natsumi came through with a big win there. Here's Daisy Valdez paddling. We have a little technical issue up here. We can't see our other screen, so
nothing happening yet. How was that last heat?
The last heat was good, and it was a back and forward situation. Kind of dangerous, you know. The girls were surfing all the way through to the inside, and I'll be interested to see if Binzi asks Natsumi if she got sea urchins or a cut in the feet. Both of the competitors were looking at their feet after a couple of heats.
Okay, I'm guessing there's a few sharp rocks on the way out. Sea urchins, I haven't heard too many people talking about sea urchins out there. Here goes Hiroka up and riding. Hiroka Yashikawa up and riding on her first wave. 3 minutes in, 30-minute heats. Plenty of time for the girls out there and the boys up and coming to get some really good waves. Oh, she has got a lot of style, doesn't she?
She does, and that's a really well-ridden first wave. She's been up on the nose numerous times. And I think the judges are going to like. She likes it. That was a big smile.
I had the pleasure of talking to her, interviewing her down on the beach yesterday after her heat.
Yep.
She asked me not to ask too many big questions. Her English, obviously not as. That's probably my English. That's probably not as good, but she held it together really well. She was super happy with her heat. She's been pulling in some big numbers too. Yesterday she ended up with a very good score.
Well, that's a 7.0 straight off the bat. She has to be extremely stoked to get that.
And she is picking up where she left off yesterday. Yesterday she came through with a 7.25 and a 7.75. So she's picking up exactly where she left off yesterday. And you can tell by the smile on her face already that she's enjoying what she's doing out there.
Who wouldn't be? 2 people out in the surf.
Well, you and your secret spots list, Jerry, is ever growing, ever impressive. You're quite often out there with 2 people in the water.
I am, and it's a shout out to Alan Dasser if he's listening, because he's often the dude I'm out there with.
Of course he's not listening.
Of course he's not listening. No, he'll be surfing somewhere, number one.
Someone who is listening is someone all the way over there in Hong Kong, Andrew Russo.
Oh, Andrew. Hey, Andrew. How you doing?
Yeah, he had a chat last night with me. He's a super fan of WSL. He's done a bit of work over there, actually at the wave pool, Kelly Slater wave pool, when that was on tour a few years ago.
I think he did some stuff at the US Open as well.
US Open, no stranger to surfing, no stranger to this game that we love. So shout out to Andrew over there in Hong Kong. All right.
Okay, so we're shortly going to go to an interview with Natsumi from the last heat. So we'll cross over to that when they're ready. Okay, that's Daisy. They're just going to zip back to Daisy's wave. Yes, Daisy's wave, and, you know, we'd rather probably see that than the interview. Okay, so unfortunately Daisy didn't get all the way to the inside. She has plenty of time to go, and we will cross over to Chris Binns and our previous winner, Natsumi Taoka.
Okay, thank you very much, guys. Naomi, congratulations on the heat win.
Thank you.
It looks really fun out.
Yeah, wave was getting smaller from yesterday, but it's good for longboarding.
Tell us about your competitor. She's only young but very talented.
Yeah, I know. She's surfing is very good.
And there's a really big Japanese push at this event. You guys are all encouraging each other?
Yeah. We always competed in Japan together, so I'm very excited into the final here.
And through to the final, you must be thrilled about that.
Yeah, I'm getting nervous, but I'll do my best for the final.
Well, you should take some confidence out of your performance just then because you were surfing really well. Tell us about the surfboard you're riding.
My board is 9.2. I'm using a bit light one this time.
Why is that?
I don't know, it feels so good for me. I'm using the board long time, so yeah.
Well, it looks really good underfoot. Any words in Japanese to your friends and family?
はい。朝から皆さん応援ありがとうございます。ファイナルに無事行くことができました。ちょっと波はちっちゃくなっちゃったんですけど、いい波を選んでファイナル頑張ります。応援よろしくお願いします。Thank you.
Congratulations. Good luck in the final.
Thank you.
To you guys.
That is one happy surfer.
Absolutely. I was sort of hoping Chris might ask her about her feet. She was checking out her feet, actually, at one stage. Both of the competitors in the last one, because they surfed right into the shallows.
It's, yeah, like we were saying before, I haven't heard too much about any competitors having sea urchins. I think there's a lot of holes out there, and you've got that seaweed sort of covering the rocks. So generally when that seaweed sort of puts a bit of a camouflage on those holes, and you can step in those sharp edges and deep holes.
Yeah, well, I did actually have a discussion with one of the old boys yesterday who had a sea urchin out here, but, you know, there's obviously not too many. It's just a worry when you see someone, you know, checking their feet after the fact.
Exactly. Here's Hiroka's second wave. This isn't her first one. She opened this one quite strong as well. This is her first one or her second one? I think this is her second wave, I believe. This is a replay. This is taken while Binzi was having the interview down there with our last semi-finalist winner, Natsumi. Another great wave. We're just having a few issues. It looks like it's up in the 7 mark as well, a 7.25, I believe. So Hiroka doing really well out there. This is exactly how she ran her last quarter-final heat. She's going to feel really good about that now. It's going to put some pressure on Daisy Valdez. She opened up with a 3.0. Not quite the start, but we also saw Daisy just casually paddling back out. 30 minutes is a long time in heat.
30 minutes is a pretty good heat with only 2 people out there. So, you know, the panic stations don't need to be hit till, you know, a few minutes out, I guess. But you certainly want to start building your scores. And it's a little, you know, a little bit of a downer if you turn around and someone's had a 7.25 and a 7, you've only had a 3 8 minutes in. But like I said, it's far from panic stations for Daisy, and here she goes.
Up and riding, Queen of Mona Lisa Point, Daisy Valdez. You'll see her as Daisy, they've changed it to Daisy Valdez, which is pretty cool. She was Daisy Narita yesterday.
Yeah, we went and organised that because I had a chat with her and she wasn't sure why. But that wave is going to run out of puff there. It was a really nice start with a hang 10. I'm not sure what the judges are going to do. I suspect it won't get up in the 7 region, but she will probably better her first wave and start moving towards better scores in this heat.
Well, these two women, Hiroka and Daisy, actually met in the round of 16, the first heat 4 in the first round. Hiroka got the better of her, but there wasn't much in it. There was only about 30 points separating them from start to finish. Daisy Valdez up and riding again. She's seen this little wide one on the inside. That one's not going to be hers. She just needs to relax a little bit, reset, get out there and wait for those waves.
A lot of pressure on her at this stage. You know, the crowd are really supporting her. She wants to do it for the family. She wants to do it for herself, but She wants to do it for the family.
Yeah, and she's got a lot of family, a lot of friends. There's a lot of people watching around the Philippines at the moment. Daisy's been in the game for a very long time, and like I said, both disciplines. Here's Daisy's replay of her second wave. And this is a little one she took on the inside. This one I don't think is going to go towards anything. I believe she's getting comfortable catching waves. Body language, obviously, on that one, not that exciting for Daisy either.
We can't give you her second score as yet. We have. Oh, well, there you go. It's come up there. It's a 6.60. So that was pretty good. I mean, I called it wasn't quite a 7. I was actually right, but they paid her very well for the start of that wave.
Yeah, it was a nice, long-held hang 10.
Okay, they're both reds on. Reds up and running on the inside.
Right, we've got a nice little exchange coming up.
That's a good inside wave, that one. That one's standing up, and she'll get a little more bonus in there. Moving forward again.
The joy of local knowledge. This is something that Daisy has seen, and she hasn't taken this from all the way out. Crowds going wild down there. Daisy Valdez, local superstar, showing what she can do down at her Mona Lisa Point. So from blue, up and riding behind. We may have a match on our hands here, Jerry.
Absolutely, and Daisy's going to have a long paddle out. She's taken that further in than anyone else has today. It's a nice hang 5 by our surfer in blue, Hiroka. And she's going to carry on as well through the shallows. Hopefully she doesn't bang her fin into the bottom. She sees Daisy, and then we're going to have a paddle battle. We certainly are.
I think she saw that and she knew it too.
I think Daisy's powering out there at the moment.
I was talking to Georgie Hicks about these paddle battles. Your heart rate's already up because of the heat of competition. There's the crowd. This is actually for that paddle battle. We love a paddle battle. The crowd on the beach is going nuts for Daisy, the Philippine flag proudly waving down there.
There you go. There's our paddle battle on the screen now.
That will be her husband, family, friends, relatives. Everyone's down there cheering Daisy on, and also her countrymen and women.
Oh, that's a tough one for the priority judge down there.
Inside versus outside, further out versus further in. I think it looks like at this moment, Hiroka is going to get the better of this, and it looks like Daisy has sort of conceded victory there. She's actually relaxing. She now wants to see Hiroka keep pushing like that, so she exhausts herself a little bit.
Yeah.
Here we go. There's some numbers dropping in.
7.75, Daisy. Fantastic. So Daisy moves into the lead. So here's a replay of that wave. Really nice 5 to start with, and she's back there for a long one. This is an incredibly long wave. A lot of up and down the board, cross-stepping, and cross-step straight up to a hang 5 there. So that was her 3rd or 4th, and here comes her 5th and a 10.
It was a 10. I believe there was a nice long-held 10 at the start of the wave also.
Okay, so they've really paid her well for that. Oh, and Hiroka right behind her with this one has got a 7.5 to get back in the lead. So there's a real seesaw battle going on here at the moment. That's a really beautiful hang 5. Held for an awful long time with a bit of soul arch as well.
And then straight into that carve and back up to the board again. A little bit of difference with the way she's throwing those cutbacks in between her turns.
Yeah, that was a terrific battle, followed by a paddle battle. How cool. So now Hiroka has retained the lead with a 7.5 and a 7.25. And Daisy now needs a 7. Now, she's capable of doing it. She's got a 7.75 in the bank already, so she needs to replace her 6.60. Plenty of time remaining, 16 and a half minutes to go. So, yeah, we're heading for a ding-dong battle here, John.
A ding-dong battle, Jerry. A ding-dong battle.
Did you see they delivered us ding-dongs the other day? It's a little peanut candy sort of thing. I love the ding-dongs. If anyone wants to deliver us some ding-dongs, I'll eat them right now. We had fruit for breakfast, didn't we?
I don't know where to go, Jerry. I don't know where you're going. I don't know where to go, but delicious snack, I agree.
Delicious snack. You'd love ding-dongs, wouldn't you? I mean, you haven't had a vegetable pass your mouth in 15 years, have you?
I enjoyed fruit this morning, actually. I actually stepped into vegetables not so long ago. Anyway, there's some surfing going on. As they were making the call this morning, we noticed it was smaller conditions. We delayed the call by about an hour, I believe, this morning.
It was an hour, yes.
Just for that tide sort of get through the bottom and then step up. And while they're making the call, there was some longboarders out there, some local boys And they sold it for the contest director that, yes, we need to be on because the conditions are sensational. And these 2 heats this morning have shown just that. This is made for longboarding.
That's right. I mean, we've got very few low scores. You know, we've got 7.25, 7.5, 6.6, 7.75. I mean, they're substantial scores. So, you know, you call a comp off that can produce scores like that, I think it would have been a mistake. So, congrats to our head judge and our event director and our head of WSL here for making the right call.
Absolutely. We do have a building swell, but we also have building wind. The shortboarders tend to handle the wind and the bigger swells a lot better, and they would struggle in this stuff. That's the joy of the longboards. They can surf literally any conditions. Yeah,
it's a real bonus to have both events on at the same time because there's pretty much going to be not much downtime in this event. And given that the opposite conditions apply to each different craft, it's pretty handy. Yep, it's the first time I've been at a dual event this one because normally I'm only at the Cloud9 event. Or the Cronulla Point event. Shout out to Cronulla Point board riders.
There's Daisy fading back. She's going to get off this one. We might.
No more battles.
No more battles. Daisy's a little bit further out. Then Hiroka is on this one. Hiroka, they both got throwaway scores on those ones. They're not going to go towards the top 2. Super exciting morning of surfing. We're going to see if we get a Filipino in the final or will we have a 2 Japanese final?
Yeah, look, you know, obviously it'd be nice to have one from each nation, but, you know, may the best surfer win.
Absolutely, and at the moment we have Hiroka doing just that with a 7.50 and a 7.25, while Daisy is a 7.75, the highest heat score for this, highest score for the morning so far. And also a 6.60, so she's looking to get rid of that 6.60, needing a 7.0.
Does it look like a bit of a lump out the back there, maybe? It's hard to tell. More than halfway through, they've both ridden 5 waves. So there's plenty of surfing going on here. I keep waiting for a little slow period to talk about our sponsors, but there so far hasn't been one, and I'll wait for this wave to slip past. No one looks like they're going to turn around for it. So I'd like to thank our major sponsors here in the La Union International. This is our Longboarding 1000 QS event. Next Gen Philippines, we would really like to thank you guys. You're right up there helping all surfing and sport in the Philippines. So we really appreciate you. Department of Tourism, of course, here in the Philippines, always involved and always helpful, supplying staff, supplying logistics. The provincial government of La Union supplying exactly the same. You know, they've really taken this event on and embraced it, so I can't imagine this will be a one-off event. I'm sure it'll be on the calendar from here on in.
With conditions like this, I think we're almost locked in.
That's right, and San Miguel Infrastructure. San Miguel Infrastructure, the company that puts together roads and civil works. So thank you. They're our top 4 sponsors, and we got a couple of minor sponsors. PLDT and Smart have supplied all our internet here. We have Volkswagen that have supplied 2 very cool cars that John Carby, who I'm sitting next to, seems to have taken over, and no one seems to get a chance in that car, but lucky you, John.
You better find the key soon, I guess.
Oh, you've lost the key.
No. They've been getting well used by the WSLs and OPSA staff. So.
Okay, and Red Bull. So Red Bull have supplied plenty of product to keep us awake. And some of the boys in the technical team are going berserk on the Red Bull.
They need to settle down, I think. We've also got Lamari Shargao, also on board as one of our sponsors. Big shout out to Mike Concho and the team over there in Lamari Shargao.
Oh, well, I apologise that I haven't called you guys out because it's not on my list here. So Lamari's a really, really upmarket, nice resort in Shargao that also does Sunday afternoon pool parties, I believe. It's a really cool place with a really cool pool and fantastic food, actually. It's about, I would say, 500 metres away from Cloud9, on the road there to Cloud9 anyway.
Access to Tuason, Cloud9, cemeteries, whichever one you want to surf, Lamari. And I also would like to say Lamari Mike was a big contributor to the local sector of the relief efforts there in Shargao for the Typhoon Odette that we had in 2021. He actually put his hotel, which was absolutely destroyed there for a while, put that aside and looked after everyone else quite unselfishly. So big shout out to Mike.
It was amazing that what happened after that, the community love, you know, and people just got together and helped everyone out. There was no selfishness. There was nothing going on apart from, you know, good intentions and solid hearts. It was, I I didn't get back to the island 10 days afterwards because I had left 2 days before not thinking it was going to be a big one. So it was pretty difficult to get back. And so I'm a bit unhappy that I missed it because it's quite an experience, but I am happy that I wasn't there. It's a very scary experience.
But your story is one of my favourites when you're standing on a window in Cebu, still getting the same storm, still almost the same intensity, hanging yourself about 14 stories up while glass windows shattered around you and you were oblivious to what was going on.
Absolutely. I just had my face to the window and then they came knocking on my door saying, "Are you okay? Is your window smashed?" I'm thinking, why would my window be smashed? And I walked downstairs the next day and looked up and all the windows around mine were smashed.
You could have taken a 14-story flight.
Oh, well, I could have just got a massive pane of glass in my face, which wouldn't have been much good. I mean, I probably can't get any uglier, so... You know, probably might not have mattered, but it wouldn't have been much fun. And it wasn't much fun. It was a terrible time for the areas that got hit by that.
All right, we've hit the 10 minutes. We're under 10 minutes now, remaining in this second semi-final to see who will go through to our first ever longboard WSL QS event here in the Philippines. At the moment, it is Hiroka Yoshikawa sitting in the driver's seat, but close on her heels. You can see that split of about 4.40. So we're really splitting hairs on this heat. Priority is with Daisy, and has Hiroka sold her that one? She's looking at the priority. Will it change?
We didn't get to see exactly what happened then. Daisy's certainly still sitting out the back there next to Hiroka, and I don't see any priority change at this stage. Yeah, I was convinced, as you were, that Hiroka was just trying to sell it to her. Daisy didn't take the bait.
Yep, we've got our priority judge down there. Sunshine Coast boy Troy Minogue calling the priority positions, and also deems what's a paddle, what's not a paddle, what's a look. Spends all day looking at the horizon.
Yeah, and Ruster, I think Ruster's backing him up down there.
Yep, Ruster's down
Ronald.
there. He's our priority judge for our national tour. Once again, it's one of those specialties. If I'm ever going to sign up for a position down there, it's definitely not priority judge.
A lot of pressure there.
A lot of pressure there. Eyes on the ocean all day, and you don't get many breaks.
Look, I think being a judge is hard. You know, you sit there, you stare at the ocean all day. You love your surfing, so that's you're doing something you love. But when you've got a 10-hour day and you're judging all day, you know, after 5 or 6 hours, it's pretty hard to really continue to concentrate. And that's why they don't like to run super long days, because it's hard work, and, you know, and preys on your brain, and you start to lose it, you know, climbing the walls.
And I must apologise to all the lawyers, solicitors and doctors and professionals out there who are looking at us saying it's a hard job and slapping their foreheads. It's just different strokes for different folks. We do have a great location. Our office is pretty amazing, so our job is pretty sensational. But it does. Every job has its perks. Every job has its...
Yeah, I'm not bagging anyone else out there, John. I'm just saying it is a hard job, and it's a long day, and it's in the heat as well.
It's in the heat.
There's no air conditioning down there.
All right.
But I apologise to no one. But thank everyone.
Thank you, everybody. Everybody's happy.
So
Appreciation.
7 minutes to go. We still haven't had a change. We had a little bit of a slow period here. Oh, that's an interesting shot. Oh, that's not an interesting shot. That was us for a second there. So we still have Hiroka Yoshikawa with a 7.5 and a 7.25, giving her a total of 14.75. Hot on her heels is Daisy Valdez. A 14.35 is her total. She does hold the highest scoring wave, which means she only needs a 7 to move to first, and she's well capable of that 7. As you can see, she's had more than that already. So she just needs the ocean to cooperate a little bit. A couple of sets to come through. She's holding priority. She's going for a little paddle now.
A few whistles down on the beach. That tends to mean that there's something building out the back.
Is it the first one or the second one?
Ooh.
From here, we can probably tell that the second one may be even better. The first one.
All right, here goes Daisy. She's swinging on that first one. Nice and casual approach, Daisy. Slow is smooth, smooth is fast. But that may not have been the wave. It looks like this one is going to roll into the bay. There's going to be a little bit of a close call between Daisy and
Hiroka. Yeah, look, Daisy got out of the way. I think Daisy's going to regret not taking that first wave, so we'll see what the judges think of Hiroka. because she's just milking this all the way in.
She is.
Looking happy with herself. She got away with that, and I think the crowd were hooting, but of course from Daisy's position, you couldn't see the wave behind, so how do you know? We're 3 floors up, actually. We could see it, but Daisy couldn't see over the top of that wave, and it just didn't have a wall on it. It looked good to start with, so we'll see what's happening here with
It's
these
definitely one of
scores.
the bigger ones. It'll be interesting to see. Oh, look at this. Will she? It was a great wave. Once again, up with the nose ride. She actually came up here with a bit of switch as well, so there's another nice 5. She does have a lot of style when she gets up there on the nose. There's a nice little drop knee effort turn there, and there's a little switch as well. So showing the judges' style, which is by all means a bit of the criteria of these longboard division. Waiting for the judges to lock this score
There's
in.
Tim Hain. Tim Hain with the flippers on there, shooting the girls in this event, and he'll stay out there and be shooting the boys in the semi-final, which is coming up in just under 5 minutes.
Bang, an 8.0 for that last wave of Hiroka, so that definitely was maybe a priority error. Get my tongue right. A priority error there from Daisy Valdez, who jumped onto that first wave. That second wave definitely rolled a lot better, hugging that reef all the way through. Pressure squarely on Daisy's shoulders now.
Yeah, it makes it a little bit harder, needing a 7.75, but she's capable, 7.76 I'm told, but she's capable of doing it, obviously, but time is running down. Slapping the water there a little bit, knowing that she made a bit of a blue, but still plenty of time. Crowd's with her.
The crowd is with her.
So there's the top 5 scores of the event. Okay, Natsumi Hiroka, that 8 was the second highest score. So that's pretty good. And Daisy has the 3rd highest score. So, you know, regardless of the fact that the surf is smaller than it has been, we're getting the best scores so far.
We are, and look at that spread. It's Natsumi, Hiroka, Natsumi, and Daisy in the middle there. So with a little bit of time on the clock, we are setting up for an all-Japanese final, unless Daisy can pull out something major in this dying few minutes of this heat, which, once again, she is definitely capable of. Just hoping to get her requirement.
So she's holding priority again. She just needs a set to come through. I'm spinning my head around to see. I don't really see much on the horizon, but with 3 minutes remaining, there is a hope.
All right, let's talk about the men coming up next, huh? We have 2 Filipinos, we have Indonesians, and also Japanese, I believe.
Okay, well that's definitely international. We've got Benito Nerida from the Philippines and Taka Inuuo.
It's a tricky one for us.
Yeah, the mother told me how to say it yesterday. It's pretty much how it's spelled.
Inuuo?
Inuuo.
Inuuo.
And that will be an interesting heat next up.
And then following that will be Denny Perduas from Indonesia and JR Esquivel from the Philippines. So it's quite a well-balanced field throughout all the regions here. We have Indonesians, Japanese, and Filipinos. Filipinos representing quite heavily on the men's side of the semi-finals coming up next. 2 minutes remaining. Tense times for Daisy and her support crew down there on the beach. I'm pretty sure Jefferson, her husband, will be biting his nails down the stubs.
There's a drone really close to the girls down there. I don't know if it's our drone, but it's a pretty annoying sound when you're all stressed out about the getting another wave.
Will she have enough time?
Benito's run and Benito and
Tucker?
Yeah. Sorry. Never mind.
Okay, we'll ignore that comment.
We'll ignore that comment. So 1 minute remaining. The mad minute. Will Daisy get an opportunity? She is in priority. She is in the driver's seat. Obviously, pressure is going to be building onto her shoulders. She's looking for a pretty large requirement to sort of get up there.
and it doesn't look great out the back. I can't, even from your view there on the TV, it's doesn't look like there's a great deal of action there. And I know that Morocco is thinking, I hope nothing else comes.
Yeah, this is when you're in the lead, you want time to move fast. When you're in second place, you want time to stop.
And this could be the last hurrah for Daisy here. It's not a big one.
There is a little swell building on the horizon, but 20 seconds, I believe it won't get there.
No.
Strange move from Hiroka there. I thought she might just sit on her heels and put a bit of pressure.
Okay, so that's it. So there you go. That is the end of the second women's semi-final, and Hiroka's having a bit of a victory lap through there, having a lot of fun. Oh, how cool. So we will have an interview with her shortly, and we will be right back with the first semi-final for the men's. Stay tuned.
Here we are, there's the picturesque, scenic La Union Point, and we've just had an amazing two heats of the women's semi-final. Congratulations to our two women progressing through to the semi-final. You can see her, into the final, sorry. You can see Hiroka on screen there with a massive 8.0 and a 7.5. She has been super consistent throughout her campaign, and she seems to be building momentum to get to the final. I'm up here with the one and only Luke Landrigan.
Yeah, what a beautiful day. Great waves for longboarding.
You still puffing because you came up those stairs?
Huh?
The 3 flights of stairs to get to the top. Sometimes we get a little bit late up here, but some beautiful surfing this morning shown by the girls.
So this is the men's semi-finals, Heat 1. We have Benito Nerida, local boy from La Union, and we have Taka Inoue from Japan.
Looks like it's going to set up for another exciting semi-final for the men. As I said, we were watching these guys out there free surfing this morning. It's pretty much the reason why this was called on this morning. There's so much ability for these men and women to showcase their technical excellence in the longboard division.
Yeah, so we'll have 2 Japanese girls into the finals.
2 Japanese girls. Very strong surfers that they were too. So in our final, which will be after the men's quarterfinals, we're going to have Natsumi Taoka and Hiroka Yoshikawa, 2 women from Japan, good friends. They often compete together there over in Japan throughout the various longboard events. And they've come here and really shown the quality of longboarding in Japan. Big shout out to Daisy Valdez also. She put together a great campaign. Very close semi-final number 2 there. Really cool to see.
Copy.
Okay, so we have down on the beach Jerry Deegan with our last heat winner, Hiroka. Down to you, Jerry.
Hi, I'm here with Hiroka Yoshikawa, the winner of this second semi-final. What a crazy battle that was. How do you feel about it?
Oh, it was so hard.
Yeah, you know, it was back and forth. You got the second highest scoring wave of the whole event at this stage, and the paddle battle was amazing. Was it fun or stressful?
The waves were smaller than yesterday, but so clean. And the last 10 minutes, I felt so nervous because Daisy got a really good wave.
Now, you got your best wave after Daisy had priority. She took the first wave. That was a mistake, and you were very lucky on the second wave.
Yeah, that was so lucky. The last one, when I catch the last one, I felt like, yeah.
All of a sudden you relaxed a little bit more. And a lot of fun on your last wave. You were doing lots of spins. So what's your strategy? Do you have strategy for the next heat or just whatever happens?
I just want to enjoy next heat. Okay. Yeah.
Great idea. Well, that's a huge congratulations. You've made it to your final. Is this your first final? Have you been in the final before? You have?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, so you know what to do. Well, say hello to your friends in Japan and your sponsors.
日本から応援してくれてる皆さんありがとうございます。すごいハードヒートだったんですけど、なんとか決勝につなぐことができたので、次も頑張ります。よろしくお願いします。
Congratulations, and can't wait to see you in the final. Back to you guys upstairs.
Thank you, Jerry. So that was the last heat winner of semifinals 2 for the longboard. She's straight to the finals with another fellow Japanese competitor.
Absolutely, and I'm looking forward to it. They were both ripping out there. I can't wait for that final coming up after this men's semi-final number 2. At the moment in the water we have our semi-final number 1. We have Filipino Benito Narita and also Taka Inui from Japan. We have Benito who's actually got things started.
Yeah, thanks to our sponsors, Next Gen Philippines, Department of Tourism Region 1, Provincial Government of La Union, San Miguel Infrastructure, and the local government of La Union. Our minor sponsors, PLDT and Smart, Volkswagen Philippines, Red Bull, and our local sponsors, Hiraya, Sunset Hill, and Restaurant.
Okay, there we are on screen.
Clean Beach, San Juan Surf Resort, Alima, Sabong Fried Chicken, Surf Town La Union, Tagpuan La Union, Warung, Zara Water, Kermit, Seabuds, La Cantina, and Line Bistro. Here's our surfer in red.
Almost ran out of words there, Luke. Well done. Surfer in red. So much style and class. Strong fella too.
Yeah, he's a big boy.
He's a big boy. Oh.
There you go, Benito Nerida.
Okay, that's going to be the first wave of substance for this semi-final. There he goes, running across the rocks. It's nice that they have a 30-minute heat like the women. Plenty of time, not too much of a rush. Usually heats up in that last 10 to 5 minutes where the real pressure starts kicking off. But generally that first 10 minutes is just trying to find your nerves, settle yourself down and pick your waves. And local knowledge from Benito, like we saw Daisy in that last wave, she got her high score. That was actually on a wave that wasn't from the traditional takeoff area. She was actually inside and got that one that rode through to the bay, and she cleaned up a 7.75.
Yeah, sometimes those inside sets do wrap around better and give you more scoring opportunities.
Yep, and unfortunately Daisy just couldn't find another one of those, but a big shout out to the La Union support team and Daisy Valdez for putting together a great campaign here in the La Union International.
Shout out to Wendell Vance, who's watching this now. If you want to see him, make sure to visit La Cantina and Kermit. For sure he'll give you a free drink or cocktail. Thank you, Wendell.
Good luck, Wendell. I think everyone's going to be down there at Kermit tonight. Caught up with Gianni last night, who's the owner of Kermit's down there also.
Yep.
The Italian specialist making the Italian food. Big thank you to... who else? So many people go together to make these events possible. Thanks for the WSL for coming out. Tasarati and the team. Bonnie. Great addition to the WSL team there that helps put everything together on the back end. Plenty of frustrating emails sent by myself and the UPSA team to Bonnie. So thank you, Bonnie, for putting up with us and helping put together such an amazing event down here. There we go, there's a little bit of a nose ride switch back, but unfortunately not quite getting clean on that one, going down. And Benito is going to try to make him pay for that.
Still waiting for the last score of red as he's now up and riding again.
Right, we're still waiting for a few numbers to drop in. Judges wanting to set the scale for this men's longboard semi-final number 1. Looks like we might have a paddle battle on the hands. Benito just kicking off in time as that one ran away. He's got the jump on him.
Same thing happened for the women's.
For Daisy and Hiroka, they had to sprint back like these boys are doing. It looks like this time the Filipino in Benito might have the advantage. I don't think he needs to slow down though. It looks like there might be sets rolling in from out the back too, so this could be more important than they know right now. Hard work though, your heart rate's already up because you're in the competition and then you actually have to work. Red getting priority. Those sets don't look like they're going to eventuate to anything. They'll be sucking in the big breaths now and trying to get that heart rate back down so he can do the best. And it looks like Tanaka is actually going to take his second priority and spend it on this wave. Benito eagerly watching in the background to make sure he didn't make that priority error. Sort of what Daisy did in that last heat, that dying, sort of that last wave where Hiroka made Daisy pay for a little bit of a priority error, and picking up her top score could have gone the other way. His
Taka Inoke's first wave. This is a 5.25.
So one more score for Taka also, and this is Benito's first wave, a 7.0, I believe.
Second wave, yep.
Second wave. His high score, a 7.0, so getting the best of that exchange, and then getting priority back out there, so super happy. Just nice and casual. He's not overdoing that wave, just did the right amount of work in the right sections of wave to make it look smooth, effortless, and drop in a 7.0 to match his 4.5. There's Tanaka's second wave dropping in also at a 5.25. So we have got a competition going on out there. Tanaka needing a 9.0 at this stage, but he's looking to throw away that 5.25 and definitely get rid of that 1.40 to start building towards his campaign to get into that next round, being the finals, Luke.
Yeah, I was checking his profile yesterday. This kid can do everything.
Yeah.
Shortboard, longboard, SUP. This guy is amazing talent.
Well, it's not just him, it's his family.
The whole family, yeah,
they're
that's
all
true.
here, and they're just a surfing family, which is great. I know you're similar. You've got your wife and training your daughter up at the moment.
Yeah, I saw in Taka's mom just coaching them since they arrived here. It's good to see support like that from your parents, giving you all the insights and traveling together. I'm sure it's kind of experience you'll cherish forever.
Absolutely, and that's what I was just saying. You with your daughter down here on the beach regularly of an afternoon, because you know it's the memories that she's going to cherish when she grows up, and hopefully she gets the love and joy of surfing that you have your whole life.
Sure, here's a drone shot of the point.
Beautiful, isn't it? It's very, very beautiful. There's the little gaps in between the reef and the rocks and the sand. There's Tim Hayne floating around. So every now and again, you'll put your foot down and touch sand, and that's why. There's a lot more rock out there than I originally thought, though.
So far, we have Benito, who has a 7.0 and a 7.25. And Taka Inoue, a 5.25. And still waiting for another score to drop his last wave. So yeah.
I think that might be a bit of a glitch on our end. I don't think that wave was too much going to go to his top two. It was just that one that he sort of got out there after that paddle battle. Nothing really happened. He sort of sent it and then kicked off pretty quick. being his third wave. Finals day for the longboard, pretty exciting. What do you think about the sort of two competition system that we're running here in La Union for the first time, the longboarders?
I would say if there's any spot to do it around the Philippines, La Union would be the first pick. Really, it's this point is when it's bigger, it's good for shortboarding. When it's 1 to 2 foot like this, it's perfect for longboarding. So that's why you can see most of the surfers here, they longboard and shortboard, like JR. JR is really good with the long and the shortboard.
Daisy Valdez,
Jefferson
Della Torre.
Benito also shortboard, Roger also. So me myself, I longboard and shortboard. So yeah, it's good for long
for all.
and short.
Long and short and sups and hydrofoils and bodyboards. You get a lot of bodyboarders down here?
Not really.
No, it's not very much of a bodyboarding wave.
Yeah.
Big shout out to Ashley Brown. Speaking of bodyboarding, the drop knee superstar of Cloud9. Unless it's over 4 foot. 15 minutes and 5 seconds. There, that last one of... he needs to throw away a 1.4 only, so he's definitely looking to get above that 5.25. He needs a 9 to get up into first place. I believe he's more likely to do that in possible 2 ways. So he's going to want to get up around Benito's score there, up around those 7 or even that 8 that we saw in the last one. At the moment, unfortunately, just standing and staring out to the horizon, willing and hoping those waves come in and give him the opportunity. While Benito's sitting there saying, please, no more opportunities. He's happy to wait this out for the next 14 minutes. And up next in the next heat is local guy also, J.R. Escobar, who will be meeting Denny Peraduas from Indonesia.
That's going to be a good heat too.
It is going to be a good heat. Plenty of amazing Indonesian longboarders here that sort of bowed out in the quarterfinals. Menchos was amongst them. I love watching Menchos surf. He's got that ability to go switch and regular to the point where you don't know which one he is. It's only his leg rope that sort of gives away which way he prefers. But it was epic. That was the heat 2, heat 3, I think. Roger Kasugai dropping out to Denny Peraduas, and there was J.R. Escobar taking out Menchos yesterday. In yesterday's action, we had a little bit more swell, but it was a super exciting battles between those guys because they were all ripping.
This means a lot if a Filipino surfer gets into the finals. Well, they're already finalists. Like Daisy already gets equal third.
Yep, they're in the money rounds.
Yep, if Benito makes it into the finals, it's such a big celebration for our small community here in La Union.
La Union is going to explode tonight.
One win, we win as one. That's what they say. Everyone wins.
We win as one, and Philippine surfing will be cheering. Like I said, it's been a long road to success for the Philippine surfing, longboarders and shortboarders. Here we go. It looks like some waves are rolling in now. The guys are getting themselves into position. With priority is Benito, and he's not going to go this one because he's a little bit out of position. So it looks like Tucker's going to be left on the inside under second priority with a huge hang 10 and a salute to the judges just to show how comfortable he is out there doing that. Love the personality of Tucker Inoue. Hopefully this wave gives him an inside section. Gets another little 5. Benito in red out the back takes off. The local crowd making some noise down on the beach. As you says, they celebrate as one, will win as one. And let's see how we go.
All right, so we're going to have a couple more scores coming down the line.
So Benito on this ride, hoping to get above a 7. Pretty big ask for the judges. It'd be interesting to see where Tucker's wave comes in. It was
Tucker would get a high score for that.
I believe he will.
wave.
I believe he will. That 10 showed confidence, control, skill, and a bit of style.
Yep,
Had a bit
this
of time.
one.
Here it is. That casual, he can sort of look to the beach with a salute. and then a nice combination there into that carve. It's just the end of this wave does get a little bit quiet, a fair bit of downtime through this middle section, and then he just finishes with this last 5 to a 10, but nice bit of control in that final manoeuvre too to sort of get a down carve. Shows how much I know, and here's Benito's.
Yep. This is his wave just right after Taka.
All right, so the judges absolutely loving Taka's wave, an 8.50, which puts him squarely back into this game, dropping his requirement down now to a 5.75. The one score of Benito to drop in. Definitely, I don't think this is going towards his top 2, but we'll let the judges see what's going on down there. We have a battle.
Yep, he's back in. So Benito has a 7-0 and a 7.25. Taka has a 5.25 and a 5.0.
There we go. Benito not changing his scoreline there, a 6.60 for that last wave. He's back out the back and he's up and surfing again, as we can see from the drone shot, riding in, starting with a nice cruisy 10. He's actually flicked his eyes out to the horizon, thinking that wave might not give him what he needs. So he's choosing for priority with 9 minutes and 50 seconds on the clock. He's going to have to do a bit of defense. That one was actually caught under his priority by Taka. So
he was sitting way out.
So Benito might have made a little bit of a mistake on his positioning there. And this is another wave from Taka that I actually didn't see. This is a replay of his second wave. Look at that. Wow.
Great surfing.
Great surfing. A 9.25. The judges taking absolutely no time. Taka feeling that one, loving it. He's just got Benito in combination.
In the last 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
I mean, in the last 3 minutes, Taka caught those two waves, an 8.5 and a 9.25.
So what has historically through this competition been great scores, a 7.25 and a 7.0.
We have a surfer in red in combination.
There it is, the highest score, and Taka Inui coming through with a 9.25, highest score of this competition so far. Joe Marie holding the second, 8.75, and there's Taka also holding the third highest score. Kai Hamase, an 8.5, and Denny, our upcoming second semi-finalist, is on an 8.25 also. So a 9.25, and putting Benito in combination when he's sitting on a 14.25 is absolutely massive. Wow. Right call holding this event this morning. These guys showing what they could do out there during the free surf early in the morning. It's good, I think they gave that little hour delay this morning just for that tide to change and to start filling in. You were part of the team making the call to make sure it was actually doing what hoping it was going to do.
Yeah. We'll see the tide start to come in a few hours. We will be wrapping around more onto the point, and we'll try and finish the men's and women's finals this morning and call it a day. There's a new swell arriving tomorrow afternoon.
There is, but with that swell, I notice there's a little bit of wind arriving.
Yeah.
Generally how things go here, you'll get the wind, you'll get the swell, you'll lose the wind, you'll have the swell, then you'll lose the swell.
Yep.
Checking out the forecast, looks like there's another swell too getting in behind it. So once the circus gets out of town, you guys are going to have another nice little swell to enjoy by yourselves.
Usually we'll still get waves up to end of Feb, mid-March. Then come March time and April and May is our summertime. Summertime means small waves or no waves here for us.
And 58-degree days. All the heat and all the sun just beating down on you, but beautiful swimming conditions down here always. Just running across that black sand beach, I'm guessing could end in blisters. Plenty of surfing around the Philippines. It's great that we get to expose what Philippine surfing has to offer. What's Taka doing out there, having a conversation with himself? Probably just celebrating, dropping a 9.25 when he was in a situation where he needed a score was pretty massive. He threw away a 1.4 and ended up with a 9.25 and an 8.25, like you said, 3 minutes apart. Basically bounced back out, got a wave under priority after losing a paddle battle where he started building. He got that 8.5, turned around and got another one, that 9.25, getting into the excellent range.
Yeah.
Very cool.
This kid's amazing.
He is, like we said, it seems to be a Japanese surfing family down here with the mum, the
Her
sister.
sister was actually in the semifinals in the Heat 1 of the women's.
She was.
She was, yeah.
And yeah, she bowed out to her countrywoman. So it's an all-Japanese final. Taka's just having fun out there now. I'm sure he's not happy with his 8.5. He wants to get. He's having fun. Leashes for longboards, Luke. Or having the discussion a little bit earlier. Do you think you'd choose to go leg rope or no leash when you're out there
When it's
competing?
more like this, I wouldn't. Yeah.
Especially competition, there can be problems there. I think if we have a replay of that one where you'll see the leash sort of wrapped around him.
And it gets shallow like this too.
Yep, and it can trap you up, or you could hook a rock. When it's a crowd, I think you should always have a leash on.
But definitely working for Taka.
Definitely working for Taka. He does get a little bit of a tangle up when he does that nose ride to switch walk back. And that's what's sort of bringing up in my mind here. A nice hang 10. Geez, he's got some style. And control. There it is there. There goes a little wrap up with his leash around his legs there. But quite easily steps off it. He knows how to ride with a leash.
He's riding a wave, thinking of what to do on the wave and thinking about the leash, how he's going to get untangled.
Exactly, and he did it effortlessly.
With style.
With style. There's his last wave. A 6.80, showing the quality that it's not even close to his top two. Alrighty. Oh, is it the first one? Is it the second one? This is the issues that Daisy had. It's very easy for us up here to see what's going on. Hard for them, but this one looks like it may run. If he can get over that hump, he's going to kick off. And he's going to swing. All right, so Benito making possibly an error on that first wave, but he's consoled his mistake, and now he's up and riding on the second one, which looks like a far better wave. Trying to get himself out of combination land, so he's going to have to get up into at least an 8.5 or an 8.25 to get himself out of that combination. So he needs an 8.26 to get out of combination. Huge ask. Anywhere in the 9s is going to be a bit safer for him, but I don't think that's going to get him into that region. 3 minutes remaining.
Benito needs an 8.25 and a 10.
Yeah. He's showing style. He's no slouch, and he's capable of those massive numbers. Did this wave give him the opportunity, though? Some nice
Strong
critical surfing. Yeah, he's mixing up those major maneuvers, so he's going from nose walks to cut back. He has done a lot on this wave.
All right, last wave of red, a 6.55, so that is not going to help his position.
6.55 for that last one.
Judges
of
know better
Benito.
than us, John.
Oh, the judges do know better than us, and that's why we're up here talking throughout the day, because
That's why to throw him up here. Throw us up here. You guys are no good for here. Go upstairs.
Go upstairs. You're actually one of the head judges of the national tour, Luke, so I'm
Yeah,
not
I
sure
would
what
say
you're-
longboarding is the hardest thing to judge for us in the national tour, especially our last leg in Kabugao.
Absolutely.
It's a point break, 4-man heat.
But it's not just a point break, it's an extremely long point break.
Yeah.
So 4 surfers, 4 waves, all up and riding, and there's about a 10 to 15 second crossover of that first and last surfer. You've literally got 4 judges with 8 eyes,
Yeah.
and they've all got an eye on a different wave. We actually use a system where we get a backup judge just to make sure that they're in the same area.
So we have less than 2 minutes.
1 minute and
Benito
30 seconds.
still needs 2 high-scoring waves.
I think they're having a conversation right now about what just happened out there. And Tucker obviously is smiling from ear to ear because he dropped the competition's highest heat score. I'm going to be able to join him down there on the beach. So I'm going to have a very happy Tucker. I believe I'll have his mum as the interpreter down there.
Yep.
So I'm looking forward to catching up with Tucker in just over a minute. Combination land for Benito actually probably almost puts this out of reach for him at this stage, unless something really, really, really drastic happens in the next 4 seconds. Not much chance out there. I'd just like to say a big shout out to 7 Seas also. I saw them down there cleaning the beach yesterday and back at it this morning. A clean beach initiative to pay people to clean the beach. Here goes Benito on what might be his last wave, which is of sorts a victory lap. He has no leash, as we were talking about leashes before. He has no leash. 10 seconds. He knows that he can't get quite there, but like you said, semi-final at this level event.
Those guys know what they do, where their board goes. So congratulations to our first men's finalist, Taka Inoue, straight into the finals. Congratulations to our local boy Benito Nerida for placing equal third. So we'll be right back after a quick break.
Surfing good, Taka, yeah? To the men's longboard semi-final. And congratulations, Urbiztondo Beach. In the finals, right here we are in the men's longboard semi-finals V2. Denny Perdaus from Indonesia in red and Jera Escobar from London in blue. Good luck to these guys as I'll hand the mic over to the one and only Dom.
Wow. Go back into the action, Luke. That was a action pack, I have to say.
Yeah, straight into it.
Taka Inoue from Japan taking that one with a high scoring semi-final with 9.25 and an 8.5. Wow.
Highest single scoring wave and the highest heat total so far.
I know.
Great surfing by Surfer in Blue from Japan. Here we go. Semi-final 2.
Okay, this is live in action right now. Denny Pirdaus from Batu Karas. Denny is one of the, I have to say, the longboarders that really, you know, stick into his traditional route. He's rarely surfing with a leash. He's always like trying to have those kind of traditional logs also. And I noticed that his hero is Harrison Roach.
They do surf a lot too, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, waiting for that score to drop. Of red, there you go. A 5.75 for the surfer in red. First wave. Great style, great surfing by Surfer in Red. Shout out to the boys from Batu Karas. So Surfer in Blue now has priority and needs a 5.76. No waves ridden yet by Surfer in Blue. Here we go. J.R. Esquivel's first wave.
Wow.
10.
Opening strong there, Luke. I have to say JR is one of the first guy that really one of the first local that really impressed in this semi-final. Benito was a little bit on the lead, but Taka was surfing stronger. But now JR just super confident. A lot of hang 5 to 10 there. Another 5. There's a triple, what do you call that? Claim there.
Triple claim while on the nose.
Why not? You know, if that's gonna impress the judge, you know, pushing the points, you know, 0 point something, I think it's worth it. You know, JR like looking really confident there.
Especially in these conditions, there's not a lot of waves on offer.
Yeah.
So once you get a wave that feels good and feels right.
Wow, look at him, the way he paddles there. He's like full of confidence. And now we will go down for an interview with our first finalist, Taka Inoue.
Okay, I'm down here on the beach with Taka Inoue. You can hear in the background the beach is absolutely exploding because of JR's last wave. So as the crowd quiets down, there it is, a 9.5 on that last wave. So, and I'll just wait for the noise to stop. The guys blowing up with our local guy JR out there. But at the moment I have Taka Inoue. Congratulations, that was an amazing semi-final.
おめでとうございます。素晴らしいセミファイナルでした。
ありがとうございます。彼もすごいいいサーファーで、とても、素晴らしいヒートができてよかったです。
Well, he's a very good surfer, as you know, and I'm very glad to have such a good feat with him.
You seem to be building in your scores. You put together a really good campaign there. A 9.25 was the highest score of this event so far, so it was great that you could do it in that semi-final.
今までのところ、最高の点数を出していましたが、セミファイナルだとかなり心理的にも大変だと思うんですが、どのように点数を積み上げていって、心理的な意味も含めて、どんな感じだったかちょっと説明してください。
そうですね、前半波が分からなくて、でまあ相手選手もうまいんですけども、いい波しっかり乗られてて、点数出されてて、ほぼコンボに近かったので、まあ結構マックス出さないと勝てないなと思ったので、ギリギリまで攻めた結果がだったので良かったです。
Well, in the first part, I couldn't catch a good wave, and on the other hand, he made a very good ride. So I was a little bit nervous, and I decided to get a good wave to get a high score. And I concentrated on finding a good wave.
I actually noticed the momentum shift was actually you got that wave under priority and you got an 8.50. So that wave, you just lost a paddle battle and then you took that wave under priority, which was your 8.5.
アンダープライオリティの時に 8.5 ポイント出したことについて自分は大変印象深かったです。プライオリティ合戦のパドルバトルの時に負けて、その後にアンダープライオリティであれだけのライディングをできたことについて、意見をください。
僕に影響を与えてくれてる世界中のフリーサーファーの皆さんのおかげです。そしてシェイパーのピッコロクレメンテが最高だったので、ああいうライディングができました。
It's thanks to the riding by free surfers who I love very much. And another reason is the board that Piccolo Clemente is shaped for me.
Excellent. A good board and a great surfer makes a great combination. We saw your sister lose in her semi-final, but Inoue is a strong surfing family by the looks of things. You guys must be proud.
じゃあボードと、いろいろなサーファーの影響があったことは、素晴らしくてよかったですね。そして、妹も素晴らしいライディングをセミファイナルで行っていました。世界中でも井上ファミリーはかなり素晴らしい、大変強い、家族だと思いますが、それについて、誇りに思いますか、あるいはどう思いますか。
ありがとうございます。2人の妹、成績関係なく本当に素晴らしい妹たちだと思います。そして通訳してくれている母が本当に偉大なので、本当誇りに思います。ありがとうございます。
Thank you for the compliments. My two sisters, regardless the result, they did very good surfing here. And also, my mother is always helping me. So I'm always grateful for all of them. And that's why I can do that.
Excellent. Well, you are the third Japanese surfer into the final down here at the La Union Pro. So I can't wait to see you. If you'd like to shout out to your sponsors and your friends back home, please go ahead.
ラユニオンプロの中で、残っているの男子で残っているのは日本人は、たかが一人です、それについて日本で応援してくださる皆さんやスポンサーの方に、述べたいことがあればどうぞ日本語でお願いします。
優勝すれば CTA の切符が入るのはもちろんですが、見ている皆さん、応援してくださっている皆さんに喜んでもらえるように、また盛り上げられるような奇想天外なサーフィンをしていきますので応援よろしくお願いいたします。
Okay, so thank you. Amazing surfing. I'll let you get some rest so you can prepare for the final. I look forward to seeing you there. Back up to you guys in the booth.
There you go. John Carby with the Inoue family, strong surfing family, TP.
Yeah, they're from this part of
Miyazaki?
Yeah, from Miyazaki, really south of the island of Japan. And here we go, JR. You know what JR's doing? He don't want us to miss any of our live action. He know.
This is JR under priority.
Yeah.
Just securing his second wave.
JR with a 9.5 opening ride. That was an amazing. I have to say that was one of the highest scoring wave of the events actually, and a long tan actually. That's the reason. A long tan. Couple claim in the between, making sure the judges are putting a lot of attention on that one. 9.5. This is just a replay of that. Oh, that's the replay of a 9.5. You see that? A bit of a Jesus stance there. There we go. A really nice.
The reason they do that is to make sure that they catch the next section of the wave. There you go. That's the third nose ride.
Second claim.
The fourth one.
I have to say that ride was a really good ride from JR. Complete riding, especially on the condition today. You cannot ask for more from JR. So right there, straight away, we have JR have 2 score right now, but the second score is only a 2.6. And Denny Pirdaus with a 5.75. He's looking for a 6.36 right now.
Very doable by Denny. He's a very technical longboarder. Great nose rider too and great style.
Yeah. So 6.36, that's the requirement from Denny Pirdaus from Indonesia. I'm sure everybody in La Union is now at the beach, down the beach, giving all the supports for JR.
Yeah, another great Monday morning.
Yeah.
The sun is out. The wave's a little bit smaller, but perfect for longboarding.
Yeah.
I still see a lot of people getting surf lessons down the beach.
Yeah. If you are looking for a surf lesson here at San Juan, you got to make sure that you go to one of your local instructor.
Yeah, you check the surf school by the beach. Make sure you're on a soft top and with a La Union Surf Club certified instructor. Here we go, surfer in blue again. On his third wave, just kicking out and make sure he gets out there just in case there's another set coming. Here we go, JR. Local knowledge. He's getting this other wave, just wrapping around into the inside. Here we go. This is an inside wave that could offer long wrapping wall into the inside. Here we go. Let's see what he can do. And kicking out.
All right, now again, JR Chevelle in blue, trying to replace his backup score of 240.
So yeah, I think JR is having this strategy is
Look at that guy spear fishing, catching lunch, or getting seaweed for the family.
fresh seafood there in the bay. Here we go. JR just making sure that he want to put like a straightaway a pressure for Danny, because a 2.6 is too open for you know, to let it open for Danny. A 4.5. That was his last score there. A 4.5.
Just putting pressure on his fellow competitor.
Yeah, now Danny looking for an 8.26. Sometimes, you know, in this smaller condition, you know, being busy could be the answer, like what JR did. But also, when you're on the rope like this and you need an 8.26, you need a quality of a wave.
Yep, that's true. So shout out to our major sponsors, Next Gen Philippines, Department of Tourism Region 1. Shout out to our fellow La Union surfer, Jeff Ortega, our provincial government of La Union, our local government of La Union, and San Miguel Infrastructure. PLDT and Smart, Volkswagen. Shout out to Justin for hooking us up. To Red Bull, and of course to our local establishments here in La Union Surf Town. Restaurants, cafes, and hotels. Hiraya, Clean Beach, San Juan Surf Resort, Alima, Sabong Fried Chicken, Surf Town La Union, Tagpuan, Warung Local, Zera Water, Kermit Seabuds, La Cantina, and Lineup Bistro. So we have 15 minutes.
Wow.
Left.
Suddenly, like, you know, out of you know, like a start that everybody have a 25 to 30 minute heats, and now it's, you know, halfway into the heat, and Danny Pirdaus sitting in second, looking for a big number.
Sitting calmly, Danny Black Boy.
Danny Black Boy. I'm pretty sure everybody in Batu Caras is watching live. Big shout out to all the boys and the girls, everyone. Also for Danny Pirdaus family. I'm pretty sure everybody sending a pray here for good wave, you know.
Shout out to Giang and Husni.
Yeah.
Down at BK.
And talking about longboard, we cannot not mentioning of Om Arya, one of the big longboard motivators, I have to say.
Yeah, shout out Om Arya and Punchupuy.
Punchupuy. Punchupuy is having a surf lesson the other day and hurt her ankle, actually. So here we go. This is JR. Another hang 10 there.
So he's trying to better his 4.5.
Super control there from JR. Another 10 there.
He's actually riding an A-Bro board.
A local shaper?
An Australian guy who lives here in La Union, who shapes here. So yeah, one of his riders is JR. This last-minute board change, he was free surfing with another board earlier.
Wow. A bit of, you know, confident there, you know, using a brand new board. So here we go, another replay from JR. Nice footwork there. Into a 5. Have a small 10 there. Another footwork, a 5. Making sure all the toes are, you know, as you can see there, a 10, a super long 10 also. Both super clean. Another 5 there. And then trying to have a strong exit there, you know. On every ride, I think judges like to see that you finish it strong. And there we go, a 6.5. Now Danny is on a combination situation, looking for a 16-point total because of the 9.5 and a 6.5 of JR. That's making Danny on a combo situation. Wow, I don't know what's going on Danny's mind right now, because with 12 minutes and 30 seconds to go, with only one ride, JR already have a 5 rides, and comboing him, he have a lot on his mind. But one thing for sure, if you want to change the situation, you have to catch the best wave of the heat right now.
Doable by Danny. He only needs an 8 and an 8.1.
2 8s can help. Yeah. Wow, Denny is paddling a little bit deeper, hoping there's something on the set on the right side of the bay. JR is not convinced by the movement of Denny. That's how far they are right now. Yeah, I think in the future, Luke, La Union is can be a good consideration for running more longboard events here, like more international level. Right now we have this one is a QS Regional Asia event. Even though it's only Regional Asia, we have surfers from from France. Even Aurelien he's come to surf this event. He is a former World Tour surfers also. I saw him in China a couple of years back. And he's here. One of the reasons is because he want to surf a perfect right-hander point break that suit for longboarding.
Nice, yeah. We would love to host more
Longboard event now.
longboard events here.
Wow, looks like Danny having a shot on this one. Is this gonna be the one that he's looking for? This is Danny Pirdaus. Nice weaving cross step into a 10, long 10 there.
Nice. Such a great style.
Yeah, they both have a kind of like a similar approach. They're trying to control the boards more than I have to say like a progressive when they want to do like a lot of attacking maneuver. The JR and Danny have a more like a traditional graceful, a lot of flow, a lot of cross step there.
Let's see what the judges give Danny on his second wave. There you go, a 6.0.
So yeah, if you got a 6.0, that means you need a perfect 10. So he's at least he's out of combination, but he's looking for a perfect 10 right now. 9 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Unlucky for Danny, that wave just didn't offer anything on the inside. Not like JR's wave, just keep on peeling and running. That's the score right now on the screen.
So after this, we're going to run the women's finals.
Straight away.
Longboard.
We're going to have Natsumi and also Hiroka, two Japanese. Looks like Danny is paddling left and right, trying to position himself because he's only holding second priority.
Here we go, surfer in red.
Ooh, is that backward? No, the fin is still down there. I thought like, whoa, the fin was... So there we go. That's the board shaped by Jared Mell from the Deus factory.
There you go, surfer asking for some time. So we have local boy in blue, a 9.5 and a 6.5. And we have surfer in red with a 5.75 and a 6.0. Surfer in red needs a big score. He needs a perfect 10 to win this heat and to move into the finals. So in the finals of the men's, we have Taka from Japan, and whoever wins this heat will go straight into the finals against Taka.
Yeah, so far I have to say it's favoring on JR's side because Danny is looking for a perfect 10, and so far the highest score of this event is a 9.5, and even you get a 9.5, you still need another score, which is a 6.5, and that means Danny is still looking for another score because his highest score is only a 6.
Maybe he has to claim 5 times. GR claimed 4 times on the 9.5.
Yeah, so it could be another strategy of who's doing the most what do you call it, confidence to the judge, you know, like if that's a really hard, a good surfing by the showing of the claim.
You have 6 minutes and 40 seconds remaining.
6 minutes and 40 seconds. Surfer in blue has priority, sitting in first place, and surfer in red second priority and needs a 10.0. Both surfers sitting patiently. Hopefully we see a few more sets roll in. So yeah, if you guys are around, come check out Mike Ejisanto's photo exhibit at the attic room at the Great Northwest, just across by Kermit.
Yeah, before you go to the exhibition, make sure you get some pizza at Kermit.
Pizza and pasta and some cocktails.
Yeah, it's we went there last night. I have the seafood linguine, and I have to say, with a little bit of a good crowd, that would be, you know, a great dining place for sure. So bring all your family and friends, go up there and have a good dinner and watch the
sunset too.
Sunset,
there.
And also go to the attic room and you can watch the exhibition by Mike Eliantos. Looks like somebody is selling something here. This is Denny Pirda who's pushing JR to go on that one. So looks like Denny make his move correctly. Now he have the first priority, but at the end of the day, he's still looking for a perfect 10. To do a perfect 10 here, you need to do what even better than what JR did. Couple 10s, couple 5s. Make sure the wave is, you know, providing what all the elements that you're looking for.
I think that was an error for a surfer in blue. I don't think, even if red gets that wave, I don't think he's going to get a 10 on that wave.
Yeah, but, you know, JR having all the confidence right now, I think he just don't really care, you know. As you can see, Denny is just having a good time there. Two legs up, double paddle, 10 point, give it to me. Yeah, equal third. If you lost in the semifinal, that's an equal third. Not a bad result, actually, Luke. Yeah, a really good result.
Yeah, you get a few points for that too on the regional
qualification.
So the regional qualification, you have to finish top 2. Is that right?
What happened?
To finish, to make it to the cut for the region, you have to finish on the top 2.
Ooh, that's really good news. Then JR might able to go to those amazing events of the World Tour, where we have one of them is Nusa. Is Nusa still on the calendar? I'm not sure, but last year was Malibu. Malibu was there, and I'm sure US Open was there also. So let's see what is the schedule on offer this year for the World Longboard Tour. We have to ask Will Hayden Smith for that one. He's the person that making and creating the pathway for crowning the World Longboard champion.
Yeah, I'm looking at the schedule now. They have one in Punta Rocas.
That's in El Salvador, I think, yeah.
And
that's all regional. So this one is the first one is gonna be the one
El Salvador.
In El Salvador. Longboard Tour also in Bells Beach. So Bells Beach, El Salvador, and the final gonna be in Malibu again. That's all regional. So the Longboard Tour is only 3 events. We have Bells Beach, El Salvador, and also Malibu.
Nice.
Wow, so it looks like JR have to start saving and learn his Spanish first for El Salvador.
So, but this regional longboard competition we could add more towards before
the cut.
Before the cut.
And I'm not sure when is the cut for 2023, because we know the Challenger Series cut is 1st of April. So if there's nothing between now and April, that might be the case. But as you can see, all this regional event
is not in Asia.
Is not in Asia. So unless we have one more event in Batu Karas.
Yeah, Batu Karas or in Kuta Halfway.
Kuta Halfway, yeah.
Or in Japan.
Yeah.
Even Thailand.
Yeah.
Malaysia.
So there's a good chance for, you know, having one representation or two representation from Asia to be on the world tour of the longboard division. Wow, that's a really good achievement there for JR if he can pull this one and make it to the final with 1 minute to go. I think only miracle can change the situation. Yeah.
There you go. You have the La Union boys waiting for JR to come in. Always waving the flag, these boys.
40 seconds remaining. 40 seconds remaining.
So in some countries they have a name for their national flags. Do they have a name for your flags, Luke?
We just call it Philippine flag.
Oh yeah, in Indonesia they call it the merah putih, the red and white.
Oh.
In I think in the US they call the.
Here we go,
Stars.
Surfer in red.
Here we
It's a
go.
10.0.
Oh.
Nice.
That's a 10-point ride, but that's not a 10-point wave. That's the problem there, Luke. 5 seconds to go. Wow. Is this going to be the number that's going to be enough for Denny Pirdaus? Either way, big congratulations to JR and also Denny Pirdaus putting a really good match there.
There's a drone shot. We see the two girls now in the finals.
Okay, looks like it's official. So JR moving into the final. Congratulations to JR. And then we will be back after these short messages. Ew.
Hello and welcome back to the La Union International Pro. Great scenes on the beach right now as we see JR Esquivel making his way up the beach and into the final. Unfortunately, Denny Pirdaus from Indonesia bows out. And the beach is loving it. There's a Filipino into the final here at La Union in the Philippines. Chris Binns alongside Tibi Jabrick, and that was a great heat, mate.
Wow, that was an amazing surfing there from JR, I have to say. Setting up the bar pretty high with a 9.5. That's something that Taka Inoue will have to put some attention to. And here we go, Hiroka Yoshikawa. This is a replay of her last ride. Nice surfing there from Hiroka. And the score for her just came out. This is a 7.25 for Hiroka Yoshikawa. Nice surfing there.
Yeah, she was happy when she kicked out of that one. Beach behind us going nuts as JR Esquivel makes his way in. It's Monday morning, but there's still plenty of people here on the beach in San Juan, La Union.
Yeah, so the first final we have 2 Japanese. The next final we have 1 Japanese and 1 Filipino. So there's a reason why for all the locals to stay on and give all the supports for JR on the next final.
Denny Padaus, the last of the Indonesian longboarders, bowing out just then. But he can be proud of his efforts. He's been ripping all week.
Yeah, equal third. Not a bad result, actually. So I think on the surfing world, we have a lot of information going on, a lot of news. And then at the bottom, we can hear the locals are going crazy with JR moving into the final.
Yeah, there's a Filipino flag running up and down the beach, as we can see. The locals need to keep their emotions in check. They've still got a final to come.
Yeah.
Looking forward to crossing down to John Carby pretty soon. I think he does indeed have JR Esquivel down there. So, John Carby, take it away, mate.
Hey, here I am down at the beach with JR Esquivel, our first Filipino going through to the La Union final of this 1000 QS longboard event. You must be pretty happy.
Super stoked. Like I can't really explain how happy I am. Yeah, it was like crazy because everyone in the men's longboard was really sick, really good surfers. Can't believe that I am here in the finals. Yeah.
You opened with a 9.50 with your opening ride. It was the highest score of this event so far, and you managed to do it on your very first wave. Did that help set the nerves down for the rest of that heat?
Yeah, I'm super happy when I got that wave, and when I did the when I did the hang ten, I was like, oh shit, this is it. I'm gonna get big score on this, but I need to finish this one good. So I was like, when they announced the score, I was like super stoked, and the confidence was really get high. And yeah, but I stayed focused and get more backup score.
You must have been super excited to know that you were going to have a longboard event down here at your home break.
Yeah, I'm really excited for the men's longboard. Actually, I always practice with the longboard and didn't surf with shortboard every time. But yeah, I keep practicing on longboard.
Well, you are one of the few competitors in the dual disciplines. You're going into the longboard final, and then when we kick off with the shortboard 3000 event, you're going to have to reset and hop into the shortboard because you got through round one not too badly. So how is that changing mindset from longboard to shortboard?
Actually, during 2 weeks ago, I was practicing with a longboard, and when I surf with shortboard, it was like it's easy to do turns, and I feel more powerful, and I think it's gonna be a good advantage too. And I'm in the final, so it will boost my confidence. So yeah.
Absolutely. Speaking of advantages, you have the whole beach screaming your name, cheering your every paddle, your every move. It must feel good having a home crowd, family, girlfriends, friends all over the beach cheering you on.
Yeah, it was a big advantage, and it was really big difference. When we were competing outside the country, it was the people here was all cheering for me, and it was crazy. Yeah, it feels good for me.
It is. It feels good for you because it is very good for you. That's what took you so long to get up here. It's everybody stopping to congratulate you. I'll let you get back to your friends and family, get in a few selfies. Is there anyone you'd like to thank, your sponsors, your friends and family? Feel free to go into Tagalog or your native language.
First of all, I would like to thanks to my sponsors, especially to Kuya Errol for not giving up for me. He's always there for me every time I compete, international or local event. Yeah, Surf Town La Union, Alima, and Esquivel Surf School, LU Surf Team. Also the board that I'm using, Marcus. Thank you so much for the good board. And yeah, thank you to everyone, every Filipino who is here. Maraming salamat sa walang sawa ninyong suporta.
All right, so we'll get back to the live action out there in the water with the women's longboard fight.
Cheers, thanks John Kirby. This is Hiroka Yoshikawa. Her second wave. She opened up with a 7.25, the best wave of this final so far. No leg rope. I'm assuming she's a natural footer. A little bit of switch there as well. And she kicks out in the channel. That'll be a second score. She needs a 3.75 to move into the lead. Natsumi Taoka, her opening wave was a 4. Her second scoring wave was a 7. So the two top scores from Hiroka and Natsumi, a 7 and a 7.25. Not too much of a difference in it. I think we're going to see some replays now. Tippy, if you want to talk us through these.
Here we go, 26 minutes to go. Looks like there's a good exchange here. Here we go, this is Natsumi on her second ride actually. A nice wave here from Natsumi. This is a 7.00 from Natsumi. I have to say, Natsumi and Hiroka, they are super similar surfer here. They have all the control that they need. Natsumi deciding not surfing with a leash. And the reason of that is the confidence that she have with her equipment. And she knows. Also here we have another replay from Hiroka. Usually Hiroka always surfing with a leash, but on this final, they both just want to showcasing a traditional surf, control the boards, control the maneuvers. And after those exchanges, I have to say Hiroka Yoshikawa with a 7.25 and a 7.15, taking the lead out of Natsumi with a 7.0 and a 4.00. 25 minutes to go before we crowning the first international event here at La Union. We have two Japanese. They're not they're super familiar with each other. Before the final, I saw Natsumi congratulate Hiroka when she also make it to the final. There's a really good support between these two surfers. I'm sure if you come travel this far as a countryman, you want to support each other. Here we go. This is Natsumi chasing for a 7.4. A lot of footwork there, Binzi.
Yeah, just cross-stepping back and forth.
Yeah.
Neither of our competitors in this final are wearing a leg rope.
Yeah. One of the criteria is using the whole length of the longboard. So I have to say there's a lot of forward movement there. There's not much of going back. Here we go. This is a 10, a 5. There's a bit of a, utilizing the whole length of the boards. She looks like a little bit of a Kelia Moniz there.
Yeah.
With a Roxy sticker on her boards. Hairs up. I think Kelia Moniz, 3 times world champion, is setting up the new trend that women's longboarding is something that you can make of a career. If you see now, we have the girls like Honolulu Bloomfield and many more. So the women's longboarding is actually a bright future.
Oh, it definitely is. Yeah, not just Honolulu, but women like Soleil Erico and Chloe Camon, all fantastic surfers from all corners of the globe as well. Strong European scene.
I have to also have a big shout for Tori Gilkerson. She's our judges also in a lot of Asia events. She's the world champion also.
Yeah, she won it back in the day. I think she won in Taiwan.
No, she won it in Hainan.
Oh.
Yeah, I was there. Actually, I was interviewing her on her win. And I was like, who is this girl? And she's in our judging panel. So this is Hiroka Yoshikawa currently sitting in the first position. Still waiting for Natsumi's last wave.
There she goes, strikes to the nose once again. And so as you said, using every inch of her board. Think about how much more wax a longboarder uses than a shortboarder. I mean, we've probably got four feet where we plant our feet, and the back quarter of that's a tail pad, so we're using, say, 3 feet of wax.
For sure.
They're using 9.
They have to put every inch of that board have to be wax, because you know, surfboard without wax is almost like walking on a slippery surface.
Oh, it's an ice rink.
Yeah. So still waiting for a couple more scores before we can update the situation. Natsumi out there. We also have Tai Sarati here, our WSL commissioner, making sure that the development of his region. He's actually the boss of our regions from WSL.
Yep, big contingent who've come from Australia for this event.
So this is the final bracket of how did Natsumi and Hiroka made it to the final. We have Sakura Inoue and also Daisy Valdez equaling third. We have Sujin Park, Aping Agudo, Pan Maysin, and Vea Estrelado finishing fifth on the quarterfinal. So that's the road to the final. This is like a lot of on the World Cup of the football. We can see all those brackets. How did Argentina, for example, made it to the final against France? That was a really intense final, I have to say, Binzi.
Sure was.
Do you into your football?
Yeah, I definitely sat up and watched the game.
Yeah. One of your national hero is, he used to play for Liverpool. I forgot his name. So here we go. This is Hiroka, our current heat leader, actually.
Bit of flair, kicking off with the 360, and then go switch for a little while as well. This wave's barely broken, and we've seen all sorts of tricks and chicanery from Hiroka.
So 20 minutes to go. So yeah, the guy from Oz that I want to mention about is Tim Cahill.
He never played for Liverpool.
Oh, sorry, he's
Everton.
No, he did play for Liverpool. No, Everton.
Yeah, crosstown rivals.
Blues, the Blues, yeah. Next town. No, same town. So here we go. This is Hiroka Yoshikawa. Utilizing the whole length of the boards right there. Even though the condition is a bit small, but she's maximizing all condition.
And here goes Natsumi Taoka. So she needs a 7.4 to get herself back in the frame. Oh, she's sticking with it. She's up on the nose, and she's managed to carry enough momentum to get through to the inside. See, the swell has really disappeared, but it's not affecting the performance levels of the longboarding competitors, as you'd expect in the final, of course.
Yeah.
So 19 minutes to run.
So Hiroka Yoshikawa. I think this is something that we need to so still 18 minutes and 30 seconds to go. This is Natsumi.
We've lost our screen quickly, so I'll try and bring you the update as soon as we've got it. So it's looking like that last wave for Natsumi's come in at a 7.2, just doing some maths. All right, here goes Natsumi Taoka once again. sure of what her requirement is. I'm thinking it's a 7.15. And that was Hiroka Yoshikawa as well.
So Hiroka Yoshikawa still sitting in the first with a 14.55, and then Natsumi Taoka is sitting in second with a 14.20.
All right, there we go. So she needs a 7.35 for the lead.
Yeah. It's a quite even Steven situation right there, Binzi, with the two girls getting the mid-range of 7s. It's not much different. Natsumi only looking for a 7.35. Here we go. Surfer in blue. She's having fun actually right there, Binzi.
Yeah, how was the little soul arch she threw in?
Yeah, big smile there. I'm pretty sure Hiroka and Natsumi, they come from the same generation of longboards in Japan. They probably have the same, not much a part of an age difference. Where we have Sakura, the 14 years old, who finished third today. Huh?
Yeah, amazing. All right, these are our replays right now.
Natsumi here on the screen, the first replay. So here we go, a replay from Hiroka, our current hit leader, and we just got an information from the score. Looks like she's extending her lead there, Binzi.
Yeah, the judges loving that soul arch and everything that came with it. Plenty of variety, loving those drop knee turns, and she got up to the nose a couple of times for a number of 5s and 10s.
And yeah, looks like Hiroka is oh, there it is, a 7.7.
Yeah, last wave a 7.7, the best wave of the heat so far, and this is a very even heat. Both surfers have a pair of 7s, but it's Hirokawa with a 7.7 and a 7.3, beating Natsumi with a 7.2 and a 7. So the requirement for Natsumi Taoka is a 7.8.
Yeah.
With 14 and 3/4 minutes to run.
So talking about longboarding, Binzi, you've been blessed to work with some of the World Tour event. Here we go. This looks like Hiroka. Nope. So you went to a couple of World Tour events, especially in Taiwan. Who did you witness to crowning the world champion there?
I think I've worked on 2 world longboarding events, and both times Honolulu Blomfield.
Oh. So yeah, that's I think she's like one of the strongest, dominating girls also out there for the longboard division. And who's coming strong from Australia these days? I know Harrison Roach from the men's division, but the women's.
Yeah, Harrison's the reigning men's world champ. He's
Yeah.
incredible. That's a good question.
Is Taylor Jensen's wife still on the tour? No, I don't think so, yeah.
Don't think so.
Yeah.
There's sort of been a bit of a changing of the generations on the Aussie scene.
Yeah. I know there's a couple of the young Hawaiian that are up there on the World Tour contender for sure.
Yeah, it's a very youthful league these days. It's great to see there's such a wonderful spirit around the longboarding events.
Yeah.
And the tour's, gone from strength to strength. It's got the event in Noosa now, the crowning in Malibu.
Yeah, so we checked the tour for next year with Luke, actually, Binzi. So next year World Tour will be in Bells Beach.
That's right.
In El Salvador, and the final will be at Malibu again. So 3 World Tour event. Did you went to the Malibu event?
No, I did not.
No, you didn't, yeah.
Bells, that's an interesting one.
I think it could be a good longboard event there, no? Spot. If the waves are not, like 8 foot, and 8 to 12 foot, and like a howling onshore, but.
I mean,
could be fun.
Winky Pop could be fantastic on a small day when it just runs and runs and runs. There's a few similarities between this wave right here
And Winky.
Mona Lisa Point and
Yeah.
Winky Pop, I think.
The difference is 4-3 wetsuit.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah. And then obviously there's Rincon that you can surf at Bells on the right tide as well, which is sort of smaller and runs, hugs the reef, seafloor a little bit better.
Yeah.
I think that's in it's in about May, isn't it? It's after the CT has been to town.
Yeah, I think so. So we have surfer in red have 5 wave, surfer in blue have 6 wave, and now red looking for a 7.8. The difference between red and blue is 12 minutes to go. Red looking for a 7.8. Blue need to replace a 7.3 to put his lead even stronger. But even with his with her lowest score of a 7.3, that's still higher than Natsumi's highest score, which is a 7.2.
Yeah, I mean, fantastic final. You look at Natsumi sitting in second. She's got the 2 7s, and then after that 2 6s. And Hiroka in the lead is throwing away 2 7s as well as 2 5s. So
wow,
just a fantastic standard from start to finish.
You know what? After this amazing final of the women's division, I cannot wait to see the locals going crazy, where they have the local hero JR Esquivel going to surf against Taka Inoue. That will be our last heat of the day before we call it off.
Yeah, the beach is going to be alive, isn't it?
Yeah, just before lunchtime, we're gonna have we will crown another champion. We're gonna crown 2 champions before lunchtime, so that's gonna be an amazing ending here at La Union.
All right, Hiroka's in the lead. She's having a look at this tiny wave. And, well, you're looking down the line and seeing something she's a fan of. At this point, she's just catching waves. Why not? She's out in the lead. She hasn't put a foot wrong so far. 10 minutes to go. She's going to switch for a little moment there. I'm not sure that's going to move into her top 2, but yeah, she hasn't stumbled once in this heat.
So here we go, a replay of current hit leader Hiroka Yoshikawa. So Hiroka Yoshikawa also the winner of the event in Phuket, the Phuket Beach Festival last year in August. So she's a usual traveler, you know, in the Asian region. She came to a lot of the event that we have also in the region. We have a RAS event in Philippines a couple years back. And then we also have an event also in Thailand, in Bali. And then also we went to Japan also. Would like to say big thank you to the major sponsor here for this event. We have Next Gen's Philippine Department of Tourism, Provincial Government of La Union, San Miguel Infrastructure. So thank you very much, you know, putting this event. Without the big support from all the stakeholders, we will not have a global view of what La Union is on offer as a tourism destination. Not only is a big domestic tourism destination, but I think the tourism of Philippines would love to see more international tourists coming here to La Union, the capital, the surf town of Philippines.
Yeah, and a lot of the, you know, speaking on the Indonesian side of things, Tippy, big push from Batu Keras, a lot of the longboards in down there. Would you say that's one of the capitals of Indonesian longboarding?
Yeah, I have to say, you know, Batu Keras and La Union, and then also in Bali we have maybe Batu Bolong and Kuta Beach. So I would, you know, really advise the government in in West Java, where Batu Karas, the province is, to put up an event like this. You know, the Indonesian government have to identify their assets. You know, Batu Karas is one of the main attraction. They have to have this because, you know, we would like to see more guys like JR Esquivel come to Batu Karas, or, you know, Denny Pirdaus come to La Union. It's about, you know, all the regions pushing, you know, their you know, their development. So it's not easy for us to travel around, but it's easier for us to develop the event domestically, get prepared, and then after that you can travel around. So hopefully the government of Indonesia also can learn what the Philippines are doing. We need to learn from each other, embrace what the other done better. It's all about, you know, for surfing development and also tourism.
All right, so 6:45 to go. Last wave for Hiroko Yoshikawa. Well, we thought she was just playing around, but it's still a 7.2, which would be Natsumi's highest scorer. It doesn't go into Hiroko's top 2, but yeah, she's got 7 waves ridden and she hasn't got anything below a 5.6 so far. She is having a field day out there.
Yeah, with 6 minutes and 25 seconds to go. So talking about surf capital, what do you consider a surf capital in Oz, Binzi? Is it Byron Bay, Gold Coast, Bells?
It depends on your metrics. I mean, if it's high performance shortboard ripping, then you're looking at the Gold Coast. If you're looking at bigger waves that sort of push you to charge a little bit more, you're looking at the south coast of New South Wales or down south Western Australia.
What about trigs? What do you consider about trigs?
Absolutely nothing.
Come on, mate. A lot of the West Aussie crew, like you know, Billy and Mark Cliff, they claim trigs is one of the heaviest wave in the world.
They're only doing that sarcastically. Although Jack Robinson, last year's world number 3, and you know, what more can you say about Jack Robinson? He's incredible and a Hawaiian standout every year.
Yeah.
He grew up in Trig Junior Board Riders before moving down south to Margaret River.
Wow, that's a new for me.
Yeah, his mum still lives in Perth. He occasionally pops in and says g'day to all the crew at Trig, which is, you know, reportedly the best wave in Perth in Western Australia, which isn't claiming much. Western Australia is one of the most blessed states in the world for waves, but its capital, Perth, is pretty blocked for swell thanks to Rottnest Island and the chain of offshore reefs. Rottnest, otherwise known as Wajima in the local language, is where we saw the Rip Curl Search Rottnest event a couple of years ago.
You were there now, Benzi?
Definitely was.
Yeah.
Won by Gabriel Medina and
Morgan Siblick was doing good there, no?
Morgan made the final. I'm trying to remember who won the ladies. I feel like it was Joanne DeFay.
Could be Joanne, yeah. Yeah, I remember it. The image of that event at Rottnest is the big ferry at the background, no?
Oh, that's the same shark mitigation fisheries boat that they use at Margaret River, yeah.
I see.
I would say the big images were probably the 6-foot swell on the final day, and guys like Gabriel Medina and Yago Dora doing some of the biggest alley-oops ever seen in competition, because the goofy footers don't get too many opportunities to go left on waves that can be ramps, as opposed to just big slabbing, heaving barrels like Pipeline or Cloud Break, Chopu, etc. So to get a left like that ran over a shallow reef, it was amazing to see what Italo and all those guys can throw up.
Yeah. So looks like the beach is starting to erupt there, Benzi.
We know what that means.
JR Esquivel is getting ready. This is going to be a matchup not to miss. If you're still around, if you're not on the beach, you have to make sure you come down to the beach and come to the reef line there, to the water lines, giving the biggest supports to JR. Looks like JR is running into the reef right now, into the channel. And he will surf against Taka Inoue, a family of, I would say, a longboarding generation there from Miyazaki, Japan.
Yeah, so they're taking 2 completely different routes to the takeoff spot. Taka is paddling out from the bottom of the point, and JR is just walking lazily to the top of the point.
Yep.
And they'll both meet in the takeoff zone in about 3 minutes' time to start doing battle. We still have a battle unfolding in front of us right now. Hiroka Yoshikawa is in the lead with a 7.7 and a 7.3. And it's a lottery to decide her best two scores because she has that many waves. She's got 5 waves of more than 7 points. So she's putting on a clinic right now. Natsume Teoka is not far behind. She's got a couple of 7s of her own. She's on the hunt for a 7.8 to move into the lead, however. 2 minutes to run. And here goes Hiroka once again under priority. She's got a decent wall out in front, but behind her, Natsume Teoka looks like she might have found an even better wave. We're going to stick with Hiroka for the time being. Gets the toes up on the nose, and she's about to lose her fin if she doesn't get out of there very soon. She's done. Now let's see if we can pick up the action with Natsume Teoka. Sticking with this one. She said this is her trusty board. She's been riding all the way through the event. Oh, and she dismounts in about 3 inches of water. 90 seconds to go. That drew another reaction from the beach, but Natsume bounces back to her feet. All right, the judges have some decisions to make right now because both ladies just rode 2 very long waves. Will Hiroka Yoshikawa upgrade her score, or has Natsume Teoka taken the lead on the back of this one? Really long hang 5. Got out on the nose with plenty of style. The judges look like they're really enjoying this score. Last wave for Hirakawa is still a 7.2. Last wave from Natsume Teoka came in at an 8.35 to put her into the lead. So that is unbelievable. The standard of surfing in this final has been incredible. Hiroka Yoshikawa has led for the first 29 minutes, but it's looking like Natsume Teoka, she had priority, and she definitely used it to get the better wave of that last set. An 8.35 the result. We're going to need to see another replay of this because it may well have won of the final. Here goes Hiroka Yoshikawa once again. She now needs a 7.86.
Wow, 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 Binzi. You cannot lay your eyes off the action. 4 seconds to go, and Hiroka Yoshikawa have to be careful there too.
Absolutely face planted at the end of the wave as the final siren went. Score to come in. She needs a 7.86.
Wow, an 8.35 from Red.
Let's have a look. Let's see if we can catch a replay of Natsume Teoka's last wave.
That's coming from out of nowhere, actually.
Okay, here it is. Talk us through it, Tippy. This is the wave that has won of the final.
I have to say, Natsume having a little bit of a desperate stroke there, but she realized this wave is offering the numbers that she needs. A lot of good steps there. The judges are making sure, because this is one of the sets of the day, I have to say. Nice utilizing the length of the boards there. Another redirecting the boards. Can she get another hang 5 there? You know, she's putting everything there. She's putting all the final commitment there. That's weight.
Well, not even sure if Natsume knows that she took the win in the end.
Wow.
The men's final is underway. 35 minutes on the clock. It's Taka Inui and JR Esquivel. We're going to throw to a quick little break. When we come back, the men's final of the La Union International Pro Long will be concluding. All right, see you soon.
And we are back here. We have just seen the women's final finish in a flurry, and Matsumi Takora took it out at the last minute. Real fun final. I noticed on that very last wave of hers, I suspect she smashed a fin into the bottom and then went flying over the handlebars. It was a pretty gutsy manoeuvre. There she is on your screen. Couldn't be happier. So congratulations to Matsumi. And I hope there's many, many more wins. That's 1,000 points for you to go towards your campaign. So she's super duper happy, and why wouldn't she be? I'm here with Luke Landrigan. Hey Luke, how you doing?
Hi G, how are you?
What do we got coming up? Who we got in this final?
We have Taka Inoue from Japan and local boy Rogelio J.R. Esquivel in blue.
And Roger is a pretty good friend of yours?
This is JR.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah,
JR.
They have the same first name, Rogelio and Roger.
So JR is from here?
Yeah, local boy from here. Born and bred here. Knows this spot day and night.
So
sometimes they go spearfishing at night. These guys are...
So you have some allegiances in this heat, to say the least.
Well, I think Taka scored a 9-something in his semifinals, and JR scored a 9-something on his semifinals too. So
yeah, well, the cream has risen to the top. There's no question we've got the two best surfers have made the final. Not that the rest weren't unbelievably good, but the two form guys have made it to the final, and I'm really happy that there's two different nationalities here.
Yep.
It makes it a little more exciting for everyone. Certainly we know who the crowd will be screaming for, but there's a big Japanese contingent here as well. So there's fans on both sides of the fence here.
yeah, we have a lot of time. It's a 35-minute heat. And I want to shout out to our major sponsors. Next Gen...
All right, day 4 of the London International Pro. Once again, congratulations. Natsumi Taoka winning the women's longboard division. And we'll do an interview with you right after
and cafes
this.
and hotels. Hiraya, Clean Beach, Sun One Surf Resort, Alima, Sabu Fried Chicken, Surf Town, Tagpuan, Warung Local, Zera Water, Kermit, Seabuds, La Cantina, and Lineup Bistro.
Thank you to all those sponsors. It's impossible to do it without sponsors. So we really appreciate that. I'm getting a split screen there. And the split screen is of our winner in the women's division. There's Mike, our photographer. He follows everything, and it's he does my life on board. Look it up online. So Matsumi Taoka is super happy, super stoked. She's come all the way from Japan and taken the event out. So good on her. I know we're going to have an interview with her fairly soon. And in the meantime, on the right of our screen, we have Taka Inoue, and we have J.R. Esquivel. Waiting, no waves ridden yet. We've gone 5 minutes.
So this is the last heat for today. After this, I heard we're going to go play some golf, G.
Apparently we are, and you're the event director, so you heard it from yourself. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a good golf course just right by Thunderbird in San Fernando. So we have Chris down there with Natsumi. Down to you, Chris.
Okay, Natsumi, congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Tell us about that paddling into that last set, because you needed a score, you had priority, you sat and you waited and you waited. Were you nervous? When you saw the wave, did you think, oh, I've got a chance here?
I just waiting for a long time, get priority. I know wave is coming, so I just wait really big set. And then finally I got very good one, so I'm very happy to do my best.
Tell us about the final, because you both had a lot of really good scoring waves. It was really tight, even though you sat in second the whole time.
Yeah, actually we compete together like over 5 years in Japan. So I know she's really good surfer. So I just wanna get really high score. So I just try to hang 5 and hang 10.
Were you talking to each other in the final or just focus?
Before the final, we just say hi and then gambarone. But
what does that mean?
Gambarone is like do your best, like something like that. And then, yeah, heat starting, we never talk, just focus on the contest.
Did you know she was getting good scores the whole way through?
Yeah, I watched her really good wave, like 7.81. I was like, oh, I really need that wave. And then I'm waiting for a long time. And then finally, the wave is coming.
You had a decision to make because you had priority. The set came, you let her go on the first one. Did you know the second wave was going to be the better one?
Oh, I didn't know that. No.
Well, it worked out pretty well, but you couldn't. You had to surf it to your full capability. You surfed it all the way into the reef. You jumped off into no water at the end. Did you know that was the commitment it was going to take?
I just wanna. I feel like I wanna get high score, so I just in front of the log.
And what does this win mean to you to come here to La Union and claim the trophy?
I'm so happy. I practice surfing and training hard in Japan, so it's one of my dreams come true right now. So I'm really excited for this next event.
Well, congratulations, you've done very well. And some words in Japanese to your friends and family back home.
いつも応援してくださっている皆さんありがとうございます。もう最後の最後で逆転優勝することができました。とりあえずほっとしてます。でももう次に多分試合がすぐあるので気を引き締めて引き続き練習頑張ります。応援ありがとうございました。
Well, congratulations, you've done very well. You're going to have to wait because the presentation is at the end of the week, so a good time to explore La Union.
Yeah, I'm going to enjoy here in La Union.
There's lots of swell coming, so soak it up, get some waves, and congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
All right, back up to you guys.
Winner of the Women's International Longboard Pro.
The first of many, I hope. You know, I hope this is something that we carry on every single year. I was talking to you the other day about dreams and plans for this event. And I think you mentioned that, you know, you kind of had the US Open as a bit of a target in the maybe near or distant future and have a skateboarding and bands and all, you know, a huge festival.
That would be a dream event come true if we can pull that off. While we have a surfing event, there's a skateboard event happening and there's live bands by the beach. I mean, we have a big beach to put all of those, skate park and a stage for a concert.
Yeah. Oh, here's our first wave ridden of the final, and that is Taka. So Taka's toes on the nose, covering plenty of ground. Nice cross-step cut back there. I assume that's what you call it. And he's moving back to the nose. Okay, this is a good start from him. The waves are still tiny, and with a little wind on it, but it doesn't seem to affect him much. That was a pretty good start, and he's in some shallow water there as well.
Good start by Taka. We'll see what the judges reward him with that.
Okay, and he managed to get inside the locals, so that's pretty interesting. Oh, yeah. Oh, that was an epic start. That was a long 10. Followed by a 5. He's doing his super nice cutback. How do you do that on such a small wave?
With style, too.
So he's here with his mum and his sister. I think his sister got knocked out in the semi-final. And they're all down there on the beach watching. So that's a 7.5. That's fantastic. That's what you want to start with. You know, it gives you a lot of confidence and it gives you something to build on, especially with the conditions probably deteriorating just a little bit here. A slight little breeze on it. So the local boy JR will have heard the score. He knows how much time he's got. We were having a little discussion during the interview, Luke, about whether if there were no waves ridden in 10 minutes, did they restart it? I think we decided that we didn't actually know, but we don't now have to go to the head judge to find out.
Yeah, I think they didn't. I think he caught the wave.
He did, yeah, it was just within time.
Surfing Red caught the wave before that 10-minute mark. So yeah, 7.5. Good start.
Really good start. And now it's just a waiting game. You know, Roger now has priority. So hopefully...
JR, yeah. JR
I keep saying it. I apologise, JR. And hope he uses it wisely. You know, sometimes it's a bit of a burden to be sitting there waiting and thinking, maybe this one's not good enough, maybe that one's not good enough. So, yeah, that's something that he needs to consider now. I'd like to just say hello to Wendell, who's downstairs. He demanded a shout-out, so here you go, right in the final, mate.
Get ready, Wendy, playing golf after lunch.
Well, now he has to allow me a mulligan. So we can turn around and look at the horizon. We can't really see much on the way at this stage. Little harder to see. This morning it was really glassy and you could see the set standing up. Now with a bit of chop on the water, it's pretty hard to see. So we'll just wait, and JR's just going to wait with priority and see what happens. And I suspect Tucker will, as he's doing, move around without the burden of priority and see if he can get a second score. He's going to have a little dig at this one.
All right, here goes Red. Taking his
Okay, up and riding, little fade, straight to the nose. Oh, there's some length of that. A 10 into a 5, that was really nice. Nice little cut back on the nose. They talked about how the traditional style is scored now, and to me that is traditional style. And as soon as I say it, he does a re-entry, but that was pretty nice. And JR's finally up and running. Missed the start of that wave. Hopefully we'll be able to see a replay. He's racing out there. I can't see where his competitor is at the moment. Oh yeah, there is a paddle battle.
Here's a paddle battle again.
JR looks like he's pretty safe there.
Two strong waves ridden by surfer in red and blue back to back. Let's see what the judges. There you go. Surfer in red gets a 6.75 on his second wave.
Here we go. You want to call your buddy there?
There you go. JR on the nose ride. Hang 10, hang 5. Another hang 5 and a 10 with a kick. Another 5 and a 10. There you go.
Saw his competitor and thought, I'm getting back out there quick, smart. So he did get back out there. He did get priority. And he got a 6.5, so that's a pretty good start as well.
I keep on saying, thank God I'm not judging this.
Oh, it's very difficult.
So critical. So many technicalities.
I think Ty Connigan, our head judge, has had a lot of experience with
for sure.
Judging longboarding.
So we have a panel of Indonesian judges, Japanese judges, Filipino judges, and Australian judges with experience. So we have a good mix of set of judges down there and a head judge from Australia.
Yeah, and we seem to be lucky enough, certainly for the last year, being able to keep some of the same judges and have the same judging panels visit Siargao, visit a couple of the other events, and certainly visit here. A couple of Indonesian guys, a couple of Japanese guys, and our Philippine, or guys and girls, sorry. So it keeps with the consistency, and it allows the head judge to know what he's dealing with.
Yep, true.
And he wouldn't have them back if he didn't think they were great judges.
Here we go again. Surfer in red keeping it busy. Another hung 10.
Okay, so...
Oh, just didn't make that.
No, but he's staying very busy, and I think that's exactly what he needs to do. You just can't tell with some of these waves whether they will find a little inside section, particularly if you're not from here, and JR certainly has an advantage in that sense. But I think given that we've been here 4 or 5 days, the Japanese guys have been out, well, the Japanese, our other competitor, Taka Inoue, he's been out there every single day, every minute of the day, with his sister and his mum sitting on the beach, actually. So he has gained a lot of experience in this wave. And here goes JR having a bit of a look. And he's going for it.
There you go. Here's JR. On the 10, on the 5 and back.
He's through that section, which is pretty nice. Another little foot up there on the nose. Oh, it's a long one. He's going to go
back
again.
To the source.
Getting into some shallow water there. Watch out for your fin, buddy.
Milking this.
Okay, so he survived the inside section.
There's a replay of Surfer in Blue's second wave, long nose ride, hang 5, milking this up to the inside, another tap on the hang 5, another hang 5, longer one. Going back to the source with a stylish turn. There you go. Surfer in blue with a 7.25 on his second wave.
18 minutes.
So Surfer in blue has a 7.25 and a 6.5, but still not enough to push him to first place. He needs a 7.01 to take the lead. Surfer in red has a 7.5 and a 6.75.
Blue was a 7.25. Nice work for Blue. You now need a 7.01 to move into first.
A lot of time. We have 18 minutes.
17 minutes and 30 seconds.
18 minutes left. Oh, sorry, 17 minutes.
I'm told that we, while we were turning around watching the surf, they put the road to the final up there on the little graph. I'm not sure if they can do that again, but I apologise to you folks watching out there. Luke and I had our heads turned and we were watching it in person as opposed to on the TV, which is probably a bit of a no-no for us. So if we missed something there, we do apologise about that. We're not overly stressed about it, and we do find it funny, but we do apologise as well. So 16 and a half minutes remaining. JR still needs a 7.01 to move into first. Taka's little last wave was only a 1.5.
Would be interesting to see what Taka's strategy would for this. Will he try and guard JR or just sit calmly and wait for bigger waves to better his score?
I think he's going to wait for bigger waves, personally. I mean, that's the way he worked the last time around. He's got the 2 scores and he's in the lead, so I think, you know, he'll protect his lead,
and priority too.
And priority, yeah. So if a decent wave comes, he'll take, but in the meantime, he'll just hang out there because, you know, he doesn't need to do a lot. It's just a matter of protection. I mean, maybe it's a way too early to start protecting. But, you know, when you're in the lead and you've got 2 scores that could win you the event, and your competitor needs a 7.1, you're certainly going to wait for the decent wave. You know, he's not going to start grovelling on little ones or things that he's 50-50 on whether he can get the score.
True,
but again, like I mentioned before, it leaves JR there to just take everything he can, and hopefully he'll get one with a little section that Tucker misses. I don't know. Time will tell. You riding longboards yourself at all?
Yeah, I do enjoy it.
With your daughter out there on the longboard before?
It's pretty fun to be on a longboard,
and you do
especially when it's small like
days,
this.
Yeah. And do you do it generally on the beach or on the point here?
At the point.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's one of the good parts in La Union. When it's big, you shortboard. When it's smaller, you longboard.
Yeah.
That's why you see a lot of surfers here. They cross from longboarding to shortboarding, like JR. JR is still in the round of 32 of the men's shortboard.
What does JR do during the week? Is he a surf instructor? Does he have a different job?
He has a surf school and he trains. He's part of the national team.
Okay. So he is in the water all day, every day.
Yes.
Oh, and he looks like he's seen something there. Okay, let's see if this one lines up for him. Certainly going for it. And he's up and riding. Straight to the nose. Back and forward, 10-5, 10-5. Nice little cutty there. And he's just looking for some power now. He's going to do a cross step back up, is he? Yes, he goes. All right, oh, that's really nice. He's found the wall. He's found some speed as well.
So blue needs a 7.01 to take the lead, and the surfer in red caught a wave just after surfer in blue.
Okay, so it's going to be a back and forward battle here. We'll have to wait for some scores to drop in there. And we'll see some replays here, I think. Okay, so that's JR's, the first wave of the set. He's already a little bit on the inside there. We saw his whole wave anyway. What we didn't see was the whole of the red surfer's wave, so we'll see that shortly as well. It'll be really good to compare these scores, Luke.
Yeah.
Okay, I think the guys in the booth are going to get the red replay shortly. We'll get to see the start of that wave too, hopefully.
13 minutes. Priority red.
13 minutes. Red has made it out the back before blue. And we're just waiting for some scores to come in.
Here's a replay of Surfer in red. Nice turn, nice hang 5. Hang 5 and a 10 and back. Another nice turn.
Oh, he's very happy with that, wasn't he? So let's see if the judges are just as happy. Taking their time to compare those two waves. Okay, JR got a 7.9. There you go. It's still as Tucker is still in the lead. So JR now needs a 7.45 to move into the lead. So a 7.9 was the highest score so far of the day. And a 7.85 was just behind it. So they rated the waves very, very similar. You know, they probably thought to themselves, well, we can't give exactly the same score. So, they picked one little thing to allow one surfer to get a slightly better score. Or maybe they picked something that they didn't like that allowed the other surfer to get a slightly lesser score. But nonetheless, terrific scoring. And there is Tucker with priority. He's jumped onto that one. JR wanted it, but Tucker was super keen. Oh, that was pretty sweet. I'm not entirely sure what that maneuver's called.
Nice control by Surfer in red.
Okay, he's going to try to milk it through to the shallow section. And there he's done. Oh. Okay, so that will be Tucker's 5th wave, I believe. We've lost our little scoring thing here, so we're just kind of winging it. But that was a very nice wave, and we know exactly who is leading and what the second placer needs.
Here's a replay of Surfer in red's last wave. Hang 5, through the whitewash, and there you go. Great control.
All right, the drone shot. So that shows our surfer in blue out the back and our surfer in red paddling out. Gives you an indication of the reef there, surrounded by sand up there on the left and the reef at the point. You can see straight down in the bottom corner the Philippine flag flying, cheering on JR, who still needs a 7.45 to move into the lead. So just under 10 minutes remaining. Tucker is, I wouldn't say comfortable in any way, shape or form, because there's a bunch of high and similar scores, a 7.9, a 7.25, a 7.5 and a 7.85. So, they're capable of the big scores, and I think that it's considered once you get an 8, it's moved into the excellent range. So
it's only a 0.2 difference between the two. Overall heat total.
Yes, 15.35 versus 15.15. So, someone's looking for an excellent range wave here, and I think that has to be the goal. It's always the goal.
Few sets coming in.
Okay, priorities with JR, and he looks like he likes this one. He's going. Okay, local boy. Let's start screaming downstairs. Okay, straight to a 5. Okay, nice wall on this wave too. Plenty of speed. Hard cutty. Cut back, us Aussies always shorten things. Soul arch cut back. We're going to move, cross step back to the front of the board. Okay, loves it. He loves it, so hopefully everyone loves it. So while we're waiting for that, we can tell you that the winner of the 1000 QS, men's and women's, receive 2,000 USD. Second place will win 1,000, and our semi-finalists $600 each. And the money goes down to our quarter-finalists, who will all receive 200 USD. So, you know, the difference between winning and losing here is $1,000, but it's also a lot of ratings points. So some of them find the ratings points more important than the win, than the money, and some find it the other way. But it's nice to get the ratings points and the money. Oh, that was fantastic there from JR.
There you go. Surfer in blue gets a 7.7 and moves him into first place. Local boys are happy there. They are waving their flags.
He had every reason to beat his chest at the end of that wave.
You know.
So now Tucker needs a 7.76, which again won't be the best wave of the heat, but yeah, that's all he needs now. It's capable, and there's a lot of waves in the similar range here, but certainly happy that JR's certainly happy that he just did that. With 7 minutes to go, it allows him a little more luxury there, but he doesn't have priority. So he needs to be a little cagey. If you were there, Luke, would you be running around catching everything now, or shadowing Tucker and hoping to bait him into something?
You know, back in the day, we didn't have all this technology.
No.
We didn't have priority. We didn't have all this live scoring. Sometimes, if you're the last heat of the day, except for the finals, the tabulator will tabulate it the next day, and you'll find out the next morning if you're in or not.
I remember when we started the Shargow event, we didn't even tell anyone who won, you know, back in the early 2000s and the late 90s. We didn't even tell them till the closing ceremony. And sometimes we would get, you know, not a lot of competitors and a 7-day window, and we'd have 4 days in between the last heat and the closing ceremony. And, you know, people would be banging on my door, who won? So it'd be 4 days before anyone found out, but what it meant was no one went home, that's for sure.
Yeah, there you go. 6 minutes left. Surfer in red from Japan with priority and needs a 7.76. Definitely doable by this surfer. We've seen him drop excellent scores on his semi-final heat earlier.
Okay, JR's going again, and this out the back. Is Tucker going to take that next one as well? Okay, so we're going to have some action here. All right, back and forward from the nose.
There you go.
Certainly cheering him hard. I'm not sure if through our microphones people can hear that in the background, but they're going berserk down there. He loved that as well. What he doesn't know is Tucker is on a wave behind, so look at
the boys.
Super happy. So Tucker is still out the back there, so he obviously didn't get a long wave if he did take off on that previous one. And we'll see what happened with JR's wave.
Hang 5, hang 10. That's a long nose ride.
It's really long. Can I ask you technical questions about the scoring, or will I be putting you in a bad spot there?
Oh, there you go. Surfer in blue.
Oh, into the excellent range.
Drops an 8.5.
All right, that's unreal. So we were talking about the excellent range. There we have it, and that is going to make it a lot harder for Taka. He now needs an 8.55.
Yeah,
so
but remember, Taka got a 9.25.
He did.
In the semi-final heat.
Oh, this ain't over. Not over till the fat lady sings.
Yep.
So, unreal. And a lot of the crowd just heard that. They're going crazy.
You know, in the Philippines, when one of the boys win, everyone's celebrating, from the uncles to the cousins to the brother's best friend's cousin up to, you know how it is?
I do.
It's like a barangay celebration. It's like the whole town celebrates. So
I'm wondering if JR does win, if he'll have a beer tonight, or he still needs to surf. So
he still has a shortboard.
Correct.
Heat if ever we run tomorrow. So there's a new swell arriving tomorrow.
So we're going to see the best wave of the heat so far. Blue will get replayed, and we'll break it down there. So I should have had my clock out to time how long his toes. Certainly his
toes on the nose.
Right foot stayed there for an awful long time. So a lot of points there. Cross-stepping straight back up to the front. Yeah, it's a total control the whole way through. I mean, how you control it on a wave that size, I have no idea.
And that inside section is less than knee-high deep too.
Yeah, no, that was very, very impressive there from the local guy. And he was paid. He got paid off for that. He may well get paid $2,000 for that ride. And here he goes again. He's not going to rest on his laurels. He's straight back into it. Okay.
Here we go again.
Trying to look for some power there. Standing up just a little bit. Okay, he's out. 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
Surfer in red needs an 8.55. Here he goes on one of the bigger waves of the day. Straight into the nose. A nice drop knee turn. Back to the source. Waiting for it to stand up. Here we go, back on the 5, 10.
Looking at the crowd while he's doing it. He's desperately trying to get around that section. Oh, okay, he worked hard there, he worked hard. How does he look? He doesn't look like he's ready to celebrate. Oh, he's hit his fin on the bottom. Just under 2 minutes remaining. Let's see.
Taka Inoue needs an 8.55 to take the lead.
And that could be his last hurrah. So
it's a bigger wave, it's a set wave.
And really nice long hang 10. Love that cutback.
They're going to start comparing it to JR's.
Okay, bit of downtime there. Okay,
there
so I think they've just announced he did not make the number. It was a 7.1 only. I think due to a bit of downtime, he tried hard in the white water there. And now it is not a foregone conclusion. There's a little bit of time, but people are getting excited on the beach.
There you go, all the boys. 1 minute left. Let's see if local Filipino longboarder from La Union wins this first longboard WSL event here in his hometown.
Yeah, he's going to go and sit by Taka, which is what he should do. Not let Taka get anything. He holds priority. And you don't want Taka to sneak one underneath in the very last minute to take away your dream. So he needs to hang out with Taka. Oh, they're going to go and shake hands, I think. They're talking to each other. And he wants to know the time. We can tell you it's a half a minute to go. Yeah, looks like Taka's adjusting his equipment, admitting defeat. And at this stage, I would say congratulations to JR. That's so good. I'm happy for you and the town and JR in particular.
Great surfing by Taka. His whole family surfs. Everyone in his family reps. I was looking at their in their socials. Everyone surfs so well. Congratulations, Taka. But today, big congratulations to local boy JR Esquivel.
Who's a happy boy there?
Sure
is. He's going to come into his crowd. They're going to pick him up, not let his feet touch the ground. This will be fantastic. Look at the crowd down there on the beach. So happy for him. Happy for the local people to have a hero win on the first QS 1000 longboarding event they've ever had here or in the Philippines. So, boom.
Shout out to his board sponsors, to A-Bro, who shaped this board for him. Shaped locally here in San Juan, La Union. There you go.
Okay, they're squirting the San Miguel all over him and water and all the rest of it. And he's going to get walked up to, at some stage, an interview. If he can get through the crowd, he's a pretty popular boy. He's a popular boy before this, so, you know.
Yep. He is one of the boys to beat really out here on his longboard.
And the thing about winning this is, you know, the grommets, everyone, they'll talk about this for years and years. You know, when he's a grizzly old man, they'll go, that was the guy that won, you know. It's a big deal. It really is, you know.
It's the first longboard QS in the whole Philippines, and a local boy wins it. So, yeah, the whole country, the whole barangay celebrates with this win.
Yeah, no, I'm just can't be happier at the result. You know, there's got to be a bunch of people to come second, third, fourth, and fifth, etc. But it's really nice to have this guy there. So there he is. Take the photo, take the bow, enjoy your day. and start thinking about surfing the next day. So
There you go. Both of them cheered.
JR, oh, good on you guys.
Such great sportsmanship.
Taka and JR. So JR Esquivel and Natsumi Taoka are your champions for 2023. The longboard division, 1000 QS. And super happy for both of them. They'll love the presentation in a couple of days. It'll be a lot of fun in the meantime. I don't believe Natsumi's on a shortboard, but JR will be back there in the next division, and here he is. I believe we'll have someone down there to have a chat with him. Okay, so Chris Binns is going to talk to JR Esquivel right as we go to him now.
All right, we're live. We're down here with the winner of the... Just let the boys have a little moment. All right, JR, congratulations.
Thank you so much. I was happy.
Run us through your emotions. That last wave, you needed a score and you got it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, this wave will like bring me up, and this wave is like the winning wave for me. Yeah, it was crazy. I can't explain what my feeling now.
How special is it doing it in front of your home friends and family?
Yeah, it was really nice because the contest is here in my hometown, and all the people are here watching me, supporting. I was so thankful for everyone who is here.
When it was announced that the event was going to be here in La Union, how excited did you get, and how much did you make a point of wanting to train for?
When we heard that there will be gonna be WSL here, we were like really shocked, and we did everything, practice every day. If there's a wave, it was like putting a lot of hours on the water. Like I surfed like 7 hours every day for this event. Yeah.
You're surfing in the shortboard event as well. How hard is it to jump between the two?
Actually, this time when I heard that there's gonna be a longboard event, it's more bigger chance for us here, especially on the LU boys. And yeah, we train. I train really hard on the longboard more than the shortboard. Yeah.
Oh, it's paid off. Tell us about your opponent, Taka Inui, because he's been surfing beautifully all week.
Taka was really good. We were I didn't expect to beat him because I always watch him on the World Longboard Tour. Like he was there, and he's really surfs good. That's why that push us to surf and practice more harder.
What do you think? Are we going to see you on the World Longboard Tour?
I hope so, and I'll do everything what I can to be there. Yeah.
Talk to these guys for a second.
Yeah. To all the guys who is here, thank you very much for all your support. Maraming salamat sa inyo. Sobrang thank you kasi mas pinush ninyo kami na i-level up yung surfing namin sa pinapakita niyong support sa amin ngayon.
That's it for today. Events live. We're going to be back in the short morning. Check out us tomorrow for more of the event. Over and out. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
See you tomorrow.
Around the world, they've been surfing for 60 plus years. For us, it's relatively new. First time that we had all come together under this United Philippine Surfing Association. Surfing is an Olympic event. The potential for a Filipino to get very far in surfing is there. It takes a village to raise a child. It takes the Philippines to raise surfing. competitive surfing is more than just a lifestyle, it's actually a job, and that's the way we need to approach it, and that's the way we did approach it. In the short term, we need to compete. We need to compete in our country, we need to compete in other countries. We need to be exposed to surfing across the Philippines, and that is exactly what we're doing. 2022, we went aggressively into competition mode. We had 4 legs in 3 months, an international event in Siargao. We had our national event in Siargao, Falair, Borongan and Cabugao. Next year, we're going to double that with 8 legs and 2 international events through the WSL. Since the announcement of surfing in the Olympics, amazing things have happened in our sport. We've put our focus on the youth, the stars of tomorrow. We have a caravan that goes around the Philippines. We go from province to province and train them and educate them on how to become Philippines' greatest surfers. We want to raise up champions, the glory of victory. We want to mix this all together and showcase the talent we have right here in the Philippines. We want to raise up athletes who will raise up gold for the Philippines. Without the support and love of Next Gen, the next generation of surfers in the Philippines wouldn't be where they are today. Maraming salamat, Next Gen, and we look forward to continually working with you. Around the world, they've been surfing for 60 plus.